you mentioned that only recently, within the past 6 months, you've been really finding your stride as a content
Mm.
creator. Uh, what made you shift that dynamic, that headspace of being like, all right, I'm gonna be more consistent. I'm gonna give the people what they want. I'm gonna give this a real try instead of just the on and off inconsistency and being very casual with it all.
I broke up with my girlfriend.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Thank
more
you.
time.
All right, so that's all the show we got today. Boom, there he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Udysof. How you doing, Udi? Am I allowed to
I'm
say that? Is that the name, Udi? Can that work?
yeah. That's good. That's
All
the
right.
easy peasy name.
All right, my man. How you doing today? How was your day?
Today,
Hmm.
hmm, today was like a super slow day actually. I
Yeah.
woke up, I woke up early, and then did nothing with it really. Like I did
Hmm.
work. I always work,
Hmm.
but I didn't do more with it, I guess.
I
So it's
see.
an average. It's a below average day.
That's just, I think you're just hard on yourself. It sounds like you didn't do more with it. I could have done more today. What more would you have wanted to do?
I could have made like in the amount of time I wasted, I probably could have made like 3 TikToks. That's what I like to do during the day.
Yeah, that's the main place. You like to make some TikTok. Can we get a sneak peek of what one of those TikToks is in terms
Can
of
I
what
get it?
was?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Um, a sneak peek. Well, what basically what I do with my TikToks is
Hmm.
I cut up videos I make into TikToks, and then
Hmm.
sometimes I turn them into a story if the video has a really interesting story. Um,
Mm.
so today I cut things up for like basic ones, but I had 2 storied TikToks where I could have done the voiceovers and things like that, but I wasted
Hmm.
my time, so I didn't get it done.
Fair play, fair play. It's still the new year. It's early in the new year, all right. We're still getting out that holiday season rust of it all. So we're going in, but that's exciting, man. I'm glad that you found the time to be here today. I appreciate that out of you. I really do. Uh, Udi, here's the thing. I usually start off these shows the same way. All right, I tell the streamer how we connected, and it actually came very recently. I was strolling my left side of my screen, which is where I just follow a ton of people, and I believe I found you through a raid from Crewy, if I'm not mistaken. And so I was in there. I gave you the follow. I dipped out. It was until a week ago I stopped back in, and you were driving. I was like, "What the hell is this? Like, is this like IRL? I'm getting robbed, or am I? Well, what is this runaway car thing?" And you're literally still kind of reading the chat. You're not reading the chat. I'm sorry. No, you're not reading at all. You're just talking aloud. That's very
Mm-hmm.
important. He
That's
didn't
right.
read. He didn't read a single fucking word, but he would incrementally
Yes.
stop his car. He would park on the side of the street to read the chat and then put it back on the dash and then redrive.
That's right.
And I was like, this man is out of pocket. You are insane. All for the sake of getting a pizza to find out
Mm.
that pizza store was closed. And so I stuck around. I was like, oh, I need more of this shit. This shit's hilarious. I don't know what he's gonna do now. He goes home. He finally finds his way home, and he starts making a homemade pizza with
Mm.
his sister's Thai food leftovers. Am I correct in that? In that
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
insane, and it looked fantastic though, dude. That's some chopped kitchen shit. It looked bomb. It looked good.
It was good. It
It
was
looked
real
good.
good.
Yeah. So aside from that, and you calling me out there in the street, you're like, "Moms, I've seen you before, da da da." And I was like, "Dude, 100%. I would love to have you on. I'd love to learn your story and get to know you a little bit more." So it's as easy as that. It was as easy as simply pulling over your car and responding to a stranger online, apparently, to do this kind of shit. But I appreciate it. I appreciate your time. What was that?
That's a that's a beautiful story. That's a beautiful
Yeah.
timeline.
Yeah, and I think we're at the best one. I think we're at the best timeline we could possibly be at. So, Udi, the first question I've always asked every guest here is
Okay.
before we get into all the technicalities of it all, here in the
Mm.
heart of the matter, all right? How long have you had your Twitch account? Before even streaming, how long have you had your Twitch account?
Okay. Now, I didn't want to check beforehand because I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
leave it as a surprise as well. So I'm going to type 1 and then I'm going to click my account in the chat.
Oh, here we go.
I've had it since March 3rd, 2013.
2013.
Yes, sir.
2013. And what brought you to the platform March 3rd, 2013?
I'm going to say I obviously like it was 2013. I don't remember, but
Sure.
the likely reason was
Mm-hmm.
oh, I know why. I actually know why. So
Sure.
okay, so I used to play competitive Call of Duty Black Ops 2 when
Mm-hmm.
I was 2013. How old was I? I was like 12, 13. I used to play competitive Black Ops 2.
Mm.
And at the time, I was like rank 8 on the league play ladder, which is basically the rank system, right?
Okay.
So I was really high.
Yeah.
And I assume if you know Call of Duty or even 100 Thieves, you know Nade Shot, right?
Of course.
So back then, Nade Shot was like he was like the kingpin of content for Call of Duty. Like he was a beast, and he was one rank below me on the leaderboard. So it said my name udysof, and then it said Optic Nade Shot. This is when he was an Optic.
Not bad, yeah.
So I went on to Twitch because my friend said he was streaming. I didn't know what streaming was, and I went on this thing and I saw my name on the stream, and I was like, you know, my little like 13-year-old heart on. That was like what I was doing.
And so you were you were scoping out the competition. Sounds like you were trying to keep your crown, making sure Nasha, whoever that man was to your world, was not taking your spot. I like it. I like it. So
that's right.
So when did you start streaming?
I started. I think I started properly streaming like 6 months ago, but I've streamed on and off since like the end of 2018, like middle of 2018 ish, around there.
Do you remember your first stream?
My first stream. Oh god. Like I remember my early first-ish streams. I don't actually remember the first one.
Sure. What were those like?
What they like?
Yeah.
Back then it was small. It was smaller. It was basically my friends, and it was playing League of Legends because at the time I was a competitive League of Legends player. So yeah, it was just people from the OC high like elo high level community. They just like come in and say hi and talk to me because I was very, very new to the scene as well. Like I kind of went like from nowhere to somewhere like super quick. That I didn't really have like a big grind or a big like anything. I kind of just was there one day. So like all these people would like come and be like, "Oh hey, you're new. Who are you?" You know, kind of shit.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that only recently, within the past 6 months, you've been really finding your stride as a content creator. What made you shift that dynamic, that headspace of being like, all right, I'm gonna be more consistent. I'm gonna give the people what they want. I'm gonna give this a real try instead of just the on and off inconsistency and being very casual with it all.
I broke up with my girlfriend. So yeah, more time.
All right, so that's all the show we got today. There's a whole segment for that, buddy. All right, listen, man. There's a whole segment for that shit, and we'll get to that, my man. I'll tell you this right now. We'll fucking get to that. But holy shit, you did not even fucking try to hide it. You said, "I broke up with my girl. I got more fucking time on my hands." This is udysof just coming in for the ace, the fucking kill, and kills it. I like it. I like it. So how about in terms of, and again, we'll get more into this later on in the show, but you mentioned, you were streaming League and you were a professional League of Legends player. What transitioned you between League content and what I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, saying variety?
What transitioned me? I guess so at the start of the year. So I'll do a little timeline of like the league. League was good in 2018. Was good in 2019, And then towards the end of 2019, like me and my team were all playing shit. So for 2020, it looked like I was going to be on an average to below average team. And in
Mhm.
OCE, being on an average to below average team is like, what's the actual point? Like, you're actually just wasting your time, because if you're not the best in a small region, what's like, give up, bro. Like, unless you're going to
Mm.
be the best one day. And like, for me, I wanted to use League of Legends content and professional play to make content. Like, I wanted to go and make content from my pro career. So
Mhm.
I was just like, well, I'm not going to waste a year trying to like be a pro
Mhm.
where I can just make content now. And
Mhm.
then I, towards the end of like my League of Legends, like this year, at the start of this year, I had to make the decision, League of Legends or like just streaming in general.
Mhm.
And I just started streaming. Then I just streamed League of Legends without even like being a professional anymore.
Yeah.
But the only I've always been a competitive player. Like, so when I stopped being a pro, it kind of killed the game for me. Like, there was no point for me to stream League of Legends anymore if I didn't want to
Mhm.
be a pro. So
Mm.
I just started doing like variety and other
Mhm.
things and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Was that transition difficult for you, or was it a sigh of relief?
It wasn't a sigh of relief. It was like painful, because it was
Hmm.
like, I'm a competitive person. I always believed in my heart that it wasn't it wasn't that I couldn't be a pro, but it
Mhm.
was like I couldn't be both. I couldn't be an entertainer, which I wanted to be, and I couldn't be a pro at the
Mhm.
same time. It felt impossible to me. I didn't have enough resources. Like, you need like, I think for some people can do it. For me, I needed money and people and resources to
Mhm.
help manage stuff for me, which being an OCE player, you just don't have. You don't
Yeah.
have money. You make like 1/4 of the minimum wage of Australia. Like,
Mhm.
you make nothing. So for me, it was painful, because half of my heart was like, I know I can be a pro and I know I can be good and I know like I can be on a top team, but I need to
Mhm.
grind another year and a half to do it.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it was like I had to come to the reality inside my heart that like I spent 2 years of my life doing this, and I was doing it to get somewhere else that wasn't actually being a professional. So it was
Where
hard, but yeah, we got there.
You mentioned that. You mentioned to get somewhere else that wasn't being a professional. Where is that exactly?
Um, I want to get to a place where I'm consistently creating entertaining content, which
Okay.
I am able to be self-sufficient off of.
Nice. I like that. Yeah. I like that. And I could still see the competitiveness in you. Have you, yeah, I mean, I think you mentioned recently that you were able to play the game again, play some league casually. Do you have
Mm.
that feeling of like, when you go from a professional to non-professional, you kind of see all the layouts on your screen. Do you have that feeling of, oh man, this is an old friend. Like, I'm back. I'm about to fuck someone up. Someone's about to have a hard time I'm going to play against.
Yeah, well, like when I play League and when I talk about League, because I have a large majority of my friends are still either League of Legends players or actual
Mm.
professional players. And some of them are going to America, and some of them, one of them's gone to Japan. They're going around the
Oh,
world, right?
wow. Yeah.
And they talk to me about League, and then they talk to like our friends who they're not pros. They're not like, you know, other pros, I guess. And
Hmm.
they talk to me and they say, shit, Toby, you still get it. They confine within me in the conversation. They're like, shit, man, you get it. Like, I get the little 5% that everyone else just doesn't get about League of Legends, right? It was
Hmm.
like competitive play. Like, I get the stress, I get the emotional torment, and then I get the itty bitty micro parts in between, right? And they just like, I when I play League, that's the more satisfaction I get. It's like they tell me you still got it, man. And that's
Hmm.
that's all that matters to me. As long as I still
Mm.
got it, I can still like hang. I can still hang with the pros.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't give a shit about being a pro anymore. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
I love that. I love that. Because that's the only voice that matters. Those are the real professionals that know that you can do what they're doing, but you chose
Mm,
to go another path. So I
yeah.
love that. I love that. That you that's the only affirmation. I think a lot of people want to be universally loved, but it's about to be. I guess the mindset is trying to be loved by the proper people, the people that who actually could tell you whether you're good or not, or you're the real deal or not. I love that.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes,
That's a
sir.
good mental. That's a good mental. Let's see here. All right, Udi. All right, this is the part of the show where I kind of have to. I gotta humanize the guest a little bit. All right, I gotta
Dig
humanize
deep.
the guest. And so one thing I like to do is I like to go on their profile here on Twitch, and I
Oh.
I like to I like to ask them something about their channel points, man. You know, I think that shows a lot of personality. I think it
Okay.
shows a little panache, some originality into the
Mm-hmm.
streamer. And so I just have 3 questions. You know, there's 3 of these channel points. I'm just curious where these even came from. But it says here, all right, we're going to go straight to the top here for the highest ones. For 45,000 points. And by the way, your points are called Udism points? Udism?
Udism
Where
points.
did that come from,
Okay.
if I may ask first?
Well, one time we were just streaming, and I was like, "What if we started a religion?" And I was just talking about like religions,
Yeah.
because like you like like having a fan base is like the same shit as like like how religion started. Like one dude had a cool idea, all right. Well, this is how I see it. You maybe religious people see it over different, but I
Shoot.
see religions in a way as like some dude had an interesting way of thinking, right? And a bunch of people found solace, found comfort, found something within that they liked, and they like to associate that. I
With
see
you.
Twitch streaming as the same thing. People like me, people like the things I do. They come back to my chat and they find some happiness, solitude, someone to talk to, whatever the hell they like about my
Yeah.
stream. They come here and they come back for a purpose. I was like, I'm basically a religion. So then I was like, what would our religion be called? And then like Udism, and like Udism, like Buddhism,
Buddhism.
Udism,
Yeah.
like that's Udism points. It's our
It was
religion.
perfect. I like it. I like it. That's some deep callback there. But it says for 45,000 of those points that you'll ring someone. And the description says I can call someone on my phone and say ... Has
Mm.
anyone cashed this in? And if so, who'd they call and what they say?
So I actually made all of these points yesterday.
Oh,
So
wow, this
most
is
of them
brand
haven't
new.
been redeemed. But the reason I made that point goal specifically was one of my favorite. I made a video recently. It was best of udysof 2020 on my YouTube channel. Go check that out. The point. One of my favorite clips is me calling my ex-girlfriend, and she was my ex-girlfriend at the time, and because she kept hitting me. She was hitting me up because she broke up with like she dated me, then got a new boyfriend, and she kept hitting me up. I was like, "Chat, let's call her, be funny." And then
Mm-hmm.
I called her on stream. And I was like, someone was asking. Like chat was like being real horny that day, and they kept talking about like me, like dating me or like doing dumb shit to me, right? So I was like, guys, let's call my ex girlfriend and ask her if I'm good at eating pussy. And we called her, and I had her on loudspeaker, and I said, "Yo, how good am I eating pussy?" And she just said, "That ain't it, chief." And she hung up on me. I just love that clip. I think it's so funny.
What in the that? First of all, that ain't it, chief. I'm still trying to wrap my head around whether that's a yes or a no. You're asking a yes or no question. You're asking am I good or not question. She went with that ain't it, chief. My goodness. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. You might need to run a poll on your chat and have that with some wagers there. That's brutal. That's brutal.
Listen, all I'm saying is she's still hitting me up. So if it ain't good, listen, she's still hitting me up for a reason. That's all I'm saying.
My man, you're too fit. I think you're famished. All right. So maybe I think that was a little subtweet there. But I just the pure. You know, did she know that she was live? Let me ask that one last thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so she did know she was live. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so she ain't gonna give the deets. All right. So I think we know it's a big dub there then.
Mm.
Here comes another channel point here. It might be new. You'll have to correct me if I'm not. But for 100,000 points, you're willing to do a shower stream, and it just says in description, "I shower." Period. Tell
Yes,
me where
sir.
this idea came from, and 100,000 is achievable, my man. So what's the schematics of or the logistics of the shower stream?
Well, again, no one's redeemed it yet, but we have done many shower streams before on my stream. So, basically, my first ever YouTube video was Pro Gamer Teaches You How to Shower. And it's a video that I made, really terribly edited, but it's filled with just absolute I don't know how to better describe it except for just like brain damage. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
just edit, boom, 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 boom. And yeah, I stream one day I was just like, guys, let's have a shower. Because I was talking to stream about how much I love showers. Like showers is my favorite thing. I'll go sit in the shower for like 40 minutes. I sit in my bathtub and I just shower. I love it.
Okay.
And
All right.
I was like, guys, we're gonna shower stream. So I put on like a rashi, I put on my speedos, and I just taught everyone how my shower routine.
This
Yeah.
man, this man. When's the OF dropping, my man? I'm just at this point. You're climbing into that content. You're dipping your toes into that content, my man. That's hilarious.
We always talk about OnlyFans. Like all the time, I'm like, chat. Should I start an OnlyFans? Like, I don't know. I feel like I'd love it. It'd be so funny. But like,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, some people are killing it. Udi, you might be one of those people that kill it there, man. I don't know. Yeah, right now I could see that what the people want there. Let me ask one more thing. All right, this one I know a lot of people raise the price on a channel point so high that you think it's unattainable. But I've done them. If I crunch the numbers correctly, it would roughly take 1.5 2 years to achieve this. And it says for 1 million points, I'll send you my hair. Any type of hair, smiley face. You want to go ahead with that one, sir?
well, I was just trying to get inspiration. So like, I was just looking around at other channels, and channels had like 1 million points for like a date or something, and I was like, a date, man, I'll take everyone on a date. Like I'll do that for free. But so I was like, what would be funny? What would be something that's funny to send someone? I was like, a hair, like sending someone a hair. And obviously, I in the thing I said in brackets any hair. And I was like, I really hope someone redeems or asks for like a pubic hair or something. I'd send them a pube in the mail. I think it'd be funny.
You're gonna mail a single pube or a bushel of pubes. I don't know how that works. I don't know how generous you are, but you're gonna be sending that to the mail. I think that's a hate crime, sir. I think that is a ridiculous channel point.
They're asking for it.
To be fair with you, yeah, true. It's consensual. And second, I've never seen someone send whatever hair. So you're on a whole new tier of content creation, man. You're on a whole new level. I haven't seen anyone in the States, Australia, anywhere around the world. I love that. Let me switch here, all right? I have here I pulled up 3 of your clips, and I would love for you to explain what's going on in said clips. Just take a look. You could turn on, I think, the sound on the stream there. It shouldn't affect. But I have 3 of your clips. Let's start off with this first one. It's titled Swimming Lessons, and we'll give it a look first and a listen. And I'll just have you kind of tell me what the hell is going on in the scene, all right? One moment.
Okay.
And the most miserable way possible, so I hope you all enjoy.
What the fuck are you doing?
It's just a little bit of like. Okay. I'll explain.
I need you to explain this to me.
So, in our channel, we have a reward system
Okay.
that makes me drink water, and it's called "You Got Me Thirsty," and I drink water.
Fair play.
And for a little background knowledge, I drink out of a jug. I drink water out of a jug on stream. So like I just drink like this. And so what it's like it's a little hidden thing that only like OG viewers know of the stream. But if you redeem Got Me Thirsty a shit ton of times, because I have it at like 250 points. It's not that many points. So if people watch for like a few weeks, they fill the screen with "Got Me Thirsty." I have to pour the jug on myself. So to explain this clip,
Yes.
my friends, like my IRL friends, all came together at one point when I was ending stream. It was like late at night. It was like midnight. I wanted to go to bed, and they come into the stream as I'm ending. The whole chat got me thirsty, all the way down to the bottom. All got me thirsty. All right. Yeah. And so I had to go big. I didn't use my jug. I found a bucket in my garage. I went into my garage, set up like a ladder, a chair, and basically we waterboarded ourselves on live stream.
Yeah, this is insane. Look, this man, Udi, you're going reverse cowgirl on this chair, and then you're open mouth taking this waterfall load that's going. It's just too much. It was. Did you know when you saw that wall of text, that wall of got me the channel point reward? You're like, this is. I gotta do this. This is it. I gotta just end it. This is the end all be all of water hydration channel point schemes.
I was honestly like, I wasn't even having like that good of a stream. Like, I really wanted to end stream. I was just not vibing. But it's out of principle that if the "Got Me Thirsty" comes onto screen, I have to do I gotta do something. It's
True.
like I have to do it. I was actually pissed because it was my friends, so they were all in Discord together. I ended the stream. I went into Discord. I was like, I hate all of you. I hate every single one of you. That's what I said. I was just like, it was just pain. But we gotta do what we gotta do for stream.
You got to. You're a man of the people, and I appreciate that. You did not scam one person in that chat. You gave them their money's worth and more. That's great. Let's go on to the second clip here again. Another clip I just randomly took from your stream. And it says, Toby drinks cum water. So let's give this one. Clearly, I had to. I would be losing money, Udi. I'd be losing money if I did not click this one and ask you what the fuck is going on here. So let's give it a listen, guys. Let's give this clip a listen here.
Over at YouTube udysof, we just hit 10K subscribers today. We will taste that cum water. Thank you all for being here.
Oh.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with me?
I think about this. This is something of my nightmares, dude. This is the final boss. This is the final secret boss of majority of anime movies. So explain to me here, all right, Udi, what the hell is going on in this scene right now?
All right, I'll break it down for you. So,
please.
The day before, we went to the Sydney fish market and we bought a fish. And with that fish, we were going to fillet it on stream and make sushi, which we did. So you can see on the table, we got some soy sauce on the right. We got a knife on the mat. We got some avocado that's been destroyed. We got our girlfriend on the left. We've got everything prepared.
Yeah,
and we've
life's
got
good.
Yeah, it's good. And we got our traditional Japanese attire, which the thing I'm wearing, by the way, stole from a Japanese hotel at Mount Fuji.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, yeah, we went to make sushi. And in making sushi, you got to rinse your rice. So that is all rinsed rice water in a jug. And we called it cum water. So
it was not truly, guys, it's not truly cum water. It was rice water. That's actually, they make like rice tea, right? You can just boil that shit up. Oh, okay. Wow. All right. We're in a whole new level. Oh, I should have known. I could see the rice right there. That's done it. I dig this whole thing. Did you make that sushi yourself, it looks like?
Yeah, of course.
Don't of course me. I can see that. And of course, let me ask you this. Where did this one come from? Where did the missus come from?
Okay, so I have a really good friend called Joe. He's Japanese, and he goes to Japan every single year to visit family or whatever. And every time he goes to Japan, he brings me a gift every single year. And in like 2017, this was she's over here on the side, but she was our gift.
Oh,
And yeah,
amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's a great gift. That's a good friend. The last one here, the last clip. All right, you've probably spent time and time again explaining yourself. All right, it's the most famous clip on your channel. For those that don't know about Mr. Udi, aside from his impressive resume of esports, he also went viral for another reason. And so we're gonna give that clip a little look here, and I would love to ask you a few questions about your experience with this one here. All right.
okay.
So it says here, streamer whips so hard let's let the the visual care for itself here.
Elva and Kets, bro. Here's a whip for you, man.
Oh,
Wait, I just dislocated my arm.
oh, son of a bitch. Okay.
Fuck.
I hate watching it every single
Alright.
time.
Let me
Still.
keep it there. That's the most important part of it all. Now, here's the thing, okay? You dislocated your arm. That is
Yeah.
that is fucking brutal. First and foremost, what is going through your head as you're going off scene? You realize the camera's still rolling. You're asking for help from your family members. What is going on? This is so much chaos in one clip.
Okay, well, like my first thought is, I know exactly what I've done. I dislocated my shoulder.
Okay.
Second thought is pain. Third thought is, oh shit, it's not going back into its socket.
Yeah.
So I start wiggling to the door. Oh god, just thinking about it hurts. Okay, I start wiggling to the door, and it's midnight, by the way. So, like, this is before this is my own space now. I'm like on my own. This is I was streaming from my house, because I didn't have internet, so I was streaming from like my family's house, and my mom is like, she's like a workaholic. Like she works all the time. So she was awake, fortunately, at midnight. So she's in the dining room, probably like 10 meters away or something. I'm just screaming for her. And my mom's like, she's like a health professional, like she's a chiropractor, does all this stuff. So she's like the king. And then, no, sorry, the queen of taking care of this stuff. And I'm just screaming for her. And yeah, there was not much thought, except at one point, I definitely thought like, oh shit, who's gonna turn my stream off? But
yeah, fair play.
yeah.
So let me ask this, all right? Everyone will notice there was a lot of notoriety. I saw the, Keemstar at one point is reaching out to you. KSI is reacting to this shit. People, notable figures both on YouTube and on Twitch are all reacting to this guy who whips so fucking hard, who goes so hard on the whip and the nay. We didn't even get the nay, quite frankly. I'm still waiting for the nay. But
I wish I could.
Who whipped so fucking hard that he dislocated his arm. Let me ask this, man. How was it when you found out mentally, holy shit, this thing that happened to me, that's so tragic, it hurts, went viral, and now it's like these people that you've only seen on the interwebs are now reacting directly to you. How was it becoming a meme, essentially?
I'll do it again. It was so worth, baby. That's all I'm saying. That shit's some good shit. Yeah, because okay, yes, it was very expensive and very, very expensive to get surgery, ambulance bill, all this. It was legit. I had to spend like $6,000 on that shit. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, pain. But it, like, the fact that I work in a space that's like entertainment. If I can open with, I was the guy who dislocated my shoulder, a lot of people now listen to me and like give me at least 5 seconds of their time, because they want to say like, oh shit, dude, your arm, and then they'll listen to me. And then like I've made a lot of friends, I've met a lot of people, and had like a lot of like great conversations, whether they were amounted to anything or didn't, because I just destroyed my shoulder.
True. That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
cool.
It's a strange amount. Yeah. No, when I watched that clip, I think I watched it 3 times, and each time I've cringed the same. Like it's just brutal to watch. It's even harder watching the, like, you're inching your way to the door. you can kind of hear your parent, your mom being like, "What happened? What were you doing?" I think she asked you, "What were you doing?" And you're like, "I'm streaming." And I was just like, "Holy shit, this is a brutal." Who knew this was such a workplace, hostile work environment? All right, that's what your
absolutely.
setup is. So I'm a little worried about that. But Mr. Udi, that's all the questions. That's all the humanizing part. All right. That's all the part where I get them a little bit squirmy. I'm gonna ask you some introspective questions about your time on Twitch. All right.
Mhm.
Uh, Udi, what have you learned about yourself through streaming?
What have I learned about myself through streaming? I learned that I don't know what I learned from streaming. I feel like I've learned a lot of things and brought it to streaming. The biggest thing that I've learned is I can improvise. I can improvise real well. Like, I turn on my stream,
Mm-hmm.
half the time I don't have anything prepared, and like all like most of the things that ever happen good on my stream is all improvised. Like every single time, it's like that stream, that stream where I dislocated my arm. Obviously, the whip was improvised, but like we were actually tasting chocolates and stuff. That was all improvised and came up with like with chat like
Yeah.
beforehand. Like the making sushi on stream, like we just talked about it the day before on stream and with chat. Um, Even the drowning myself clip, like
Mm.
just improvisation and like yeah, improvisation is definitely something that I unlocked with streaming.
I would even say your follow through, because I think so many people make plans and it's so easy to be like,
Mm,
oh, yeah, next week I'll do this, or oh, yeah, I'll do a 12-hour stream this day, or a 24-hour. And sometimes it gets, I'm one of those people. I made plans of a 12-hour stream. It's taken me 4 fucking months to come through with that and make a date of it. But
mm,
your execution of these things, your follow through of being like, you know what, fuck it, I will do this. I think there is something there. At the very least, I get to do something that I want to do, and hopefully people resonate with that. Is really impressive. I think that's what I noticed from that whole car chase stream that I stopped by that one faithful night, where it's just like, this guy doesn't. Who gives a shit if the setup's kind of like whatever? He's using his phone just so he could talk to us.
mm.
But it truly is like you had to sit there and improvise all the words coming out of your mouth, and you're literally talking to yourself. And I found that so entertaining. I was like, this man is. I could put you in the background and just listen. And I was like, holy shit, he's still popping off. He's going off the top of the dome trying to rap battle us in the chat while everyone's kind of typing, kind of not typing because they want to see your reaction. I love that. How would you describe your streaming style, Udi? How would you describe your streaming style?
My stream either goes from we have two types of streams. We
Mm.
have we have chaos, like which are planned streams. So the chaotic streams are the planned streams, where it's like making sushi is semi-planned, taste testing things, going on a trip. Like sometimes we like go out in public and talk to people. Like those are chaos because I have a set plan. I know what kind of things I'm looking for. I want to get reactions out of myself, chat, or people, or just do some dumb shit, right? And I'm
Mhm.
really out here trying to make content.
Yeah.
Or it's like super chill, like super. I guess like every Australian streamer is like, I'm a chill streamer.
Yeah.
But like, okay, let's change it from chill. Chill's boring because everyone's chill. We're introspective, so I like to have like really thought provoking, deep and meaningful conversations with chat. So whether it's from talking to people about their life, relationship, family problems, or just general, I guess, puzzling thoughts about the future, life, and progression, which allow me to be introspective on myself and think about things deeply. That's like the other side of the stream that I really enjoy. Obviously, we do variety. There's so many little things in between, but those are like the two big things that I like about my stream, and I think describes my stream well.
I love that. Would you? I know you've been really working hard on your YouTube channel, and it's something that I also very impressed by. I think, especially as a going into streaming on Twitch and providing original content on YouTube, you're not just copy pasting, full VODs, unlike myself, but you're really chopping it up and making it into something fresh. Would you say you resonate more with being a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, and why?
I think actually I know the answer to this because I talk about it all the time to like people behind the scenes. I in my heart am a Twitch streamer. But at the moment, I portray myself as a YouTuber
Hmm.
because recently, like I put in the past 6 months to being a Twitch streamer, right?
Yeah.
Recently, the past 2 months, I've made a group of friends who like making YouTube videos, and they've taught me a lot about making YouTube videos. So I basically put in like every single day, like however many hours I can, 4 hours, 6 hours, sometimes 12 hours into creating content, theorizing content, editing content, learning how to thumbnail, learning how to title, every single thing that is like YouTube. I am like extremely, extremely like obsessed about, and I do it incessantly. Like people that have been on the show, like Hyphy, for example, I am like, your titles needs to be this, your thumbnail needs to be this. Like I am like helping people, I'm helping myself. Like I'm in the mindset of a YouTuber right now with the heart of a streamer, and I'm trying to combine the two at the moment, and I'm not there yet. I think I'm still too much in my YouTube mode at the moment. I need to
Hmm.
get back into the streamer like mindset, and yeah, combine the two. But I'm a streamer at heart.
I think, I understand when you say, because you've given a lot of examples. My mind is in YouTube. The way you think, the way you operate, the way you're breaking down all these assets or facets, I'm sorry, of what it takes to produce a successful YouTube video. Well, you mentioned that your heart's in streaming, your heart's in Twitch. What does that look like? What do you mean by your heart is in Twitch?
My heart is in Twitch. I like the ability to bounce off a live audience. I like to see the fact that I can make change in the moment and I can connect with someone, as well as I'm not really sure what else. I think maybe it was like I kind of grew up in the space from being a professional player, where it was like I always enjoyed. Actually, no. Okay, here's the real answer.
Mm,
I have always been in my friendship group. Um, like an entertainer. I'm looking for like hits and I'm looking for reactions.
mm.
And Twitch gives me that. I make the hit, I make the joke, and I get the reaction instantly. YouTube, it's like I make a joke and someone says at timestamp 218, he was really funny. Like I don't care anymore. Like I don't care. Like that's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm
Mhm.
glad I could entertain you in my YouTube video. But when I'm Twitch streaming, it's like I like hit my head on something, a megalol, kick W. Like I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's what I'm talking
Uh,
about. Like
you like that instant gratification that Twitch gives. You
mm,
want that
yes.
instant reaction right here, right now. Fucking laugh at the joke. I don't want to wait until I get a like or a times. I dig that. That's so true. I think that feeds into a lot of the performers here or a lot of content creators here. Um, Here we go. Let's talk a little bit about your community. All right, Udi. If I
Okay.
asked your community, if I asked your community who you are, and I had no idea prior, what do you think they would say to me?
I think I have a I have a pretty like wide community at the moment because I've gotten a bunch of like Zoomer Fortnite kids from YouTube recently that come into the stream, but I've
Mm,
also got like my OGs who just like come for me, like whatever the game is, whatever game it is, they're just there. They're homies. Like most of them, I'd say like 17 plus to like 23, that age range. So like we got two audiences. My YouTube audience and my Zoomers will be like, he's funny, he's stupid, he's like he does crazy things, or like or like a real big like I have like a few characters that I play in my friends' videos and my videos. And it's like the e-boy, or like recently I did like a taxi driving like role play video, and people just come and they're like the taxi driver, the funny guy, the e-boy. Like that's like what one group would say. But I think like the group that I really want to express and I want to show through my stream more is I think they would say what would chat say about me? I think they would say I'm caring. I think they'd say caring because like all these people are here so long. How could you not care about like how could you not care about the people in your chat when they're there day in, day out with you,
Yeah.
experiencing like what you're saying? Like, so I care about them. I'm caring. I think they'd say like, I think they would say like, what's a word for like intelligent but doesn't like to, they like to be, I like to be stupid but they know I'm smart. I'm not really sure like if there's a
Mm.
specific word for that, but like chat knows I'm a like I came from an intellectual space like
Mhm.
before all this stuff, but like my persona is like I say dumb shit, I'm an idiot, right?
Mhm.
I don't know
Mhm.
if there's a word for that, but they would describe me as that whole collective thing I just described.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's like a caring idiot who
Mhm.
is smart enough to understand and have intellectual conversations.
A caring
I don't know.
idiot that's smart enough
Yeah.
to understand to have intellectual. So everything, you're everything. No, I like that. No, I think you've
I don't know.
chosen three key terms that I have been seeing them mention in the chat a little bit. Where you are caring. They called you a sexy, hilarious 5'6" man with a heart of gold kind of type beat. Yeah, I could definitely
Six
see
five.
that. 6'5", 6'5".
6'5".
Hey, the big bucks there. So let's reverse that question before we move on to the next segment of the evening here, all right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe your community to me if I showed up to your chat and I'd be like, "Yo, Udi, tell me about these people that I'm now in the chat with. Well, what should I be worried? Well, who are they? What would you say of your
Okay.
community?"
My community, as I said, it's a little bit of a fusion. We got some new people. Okay,
Yes.
what I would say the first half, I'd say unchained zoomers, which I'm learning to control. I still have not got it down, but unchained zoomers. And then, how do I? All I say about my chat is I got some beautiful like. Okay, my channel has one rule. When you join it, you know how when you join a channel, it says like here are the rules.
Yeah.
My channel has one rule, and it's be beautiful. And that's how I describe all of my like everyone in that category that I want my
Mhm.
channel to be. They're beautiful individuals who are ready to have like an intellectual conversation and tell me about their day and sit back and relax. I
Yeah.
don't know what else to say.
Yeah. No, this isn't a high maintenance streamer, guys. All right. You guys just gotta sit back, enjoy the show. And
Mm.
if you want him to drink or shower himself in a shit ton of water, just save up some points, get a group of people on the Discord, and wham bam, thank you, ma'am. It's over. I love it. Nice. I
Yes,
like
sir.
that. I like that a lot. Udi, you passed the first test. All right. We talked about your streamer life. We talked a little bit about your YouTube life, and we got into the intro of your stream. You're doing great, man. But now, with that being said, we're going to the bread and butter, the heart of what the show is all about. And it's about the streamer's life story. Okay. And so, as most people know, there are 4 segments here, mini segments. We get into their family life, we get into their education as well as friends, we talk about the work history, and lastly, we finish it off with their romantic relationships. I know. Oh
Let's
boy.
go.
This is too much. Hey, and again, I gave you the same thing I'll say off stream, I'll say it on stream, all right? If there's anything you don't want to cover, anything that we go too hot, too far, just tell me. We'll keep chugging along. No problem whatsoever. All right, Udi. So,
I'll keep it in mind, but I don't think I'll need to act on it.
all right. You at least you didn't say that. I've heard this time and time again. People are like, "Oh, moms, I'm an open book," and I'm like, "Oh, you said the magic word. All right, that's the magic word. That is gonna. That means I'm asking away, whatever." But here, let's start off with you growing up. All right, without doxing yourself, whatever you feel comfortable with sharing that information. Where were you born and raised?
Okay, well, I was born in Sydney Children's Hospital, Women's Children's Hospital. But like, I was born in Sydney.
Yeah.
Born and raised Sydney, Australia.
Hmm.
My entire life. Grew up in the western side of Sydney, which is I guess like a less affluent area. For like I guess half my life till I was about 10. Then my parents, they worked their asses off. They moved over to the east side of Sydney. They got a nice house and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And since I was 10, well, I'm still living in part of my family's house now till I'm 21. I've been living in, I guess, this part of Sydney. And that's like, wait, is that the question? Is that like
Yeah,
where I
born and
start,
raised.
where I finished? Yeah,
Yeah.
born and raised Sydney.
So you're purely Sydney, I see.
Yeah.
Nice. Any siblings, brothers, sisters?
Yeah. Two sisters, one's 18. Don't get any thoughts, chat. And one is 14, and then a little brother who's 10.
So
So
you're
three
the
siblings.
oldest.
Yes, sir. That's right.
How do you believe in that whole stereotype that the oldest are kind of like the test kid? They're the ones that get the most harshest punishments to set the example, all that jazz. Or what was it like in your household being the oldest sibling of four total?
I think my parents like raised us all pretty much the same. Like I don't like okay, they are really easy on my 10-year-old brother.
Mm.
But like he has three other siblings, so I'm pretty sure it's just like he just does his own thing. He chills, he knows how to operate. Like I think maybe they were a little more hard on me and my sister and whatever, but like it doesn't really matter. It's just circumstantial. I don't believe in anything harder, whatever, firstborn. What was the question again?
No, you kind of answered it. What was it like being the? Are you like a strict older brother? Are you someone that's always watching over the siblings, or you just kind of let them live?
I've had to learn to let them live.
Hmm.
I've been both. So I now just let everyone live. Like it's whatever. When I was younger, I was raised like my parents are both like they work like non-stop. They work 24/7. Super hardworking. Um one of them was like really like one of them was just grown up always intelligent, which was my mom, and then my dad was like a professional like was like a semi-professional rugby player, and then grew up from like being like a semi-moron to like a smart, very intellectual person who works like really hard. And so like I was built up around like work hard, work hard, work hard pretty much since the day I was born. And I have like one of my sisters is just like not very hardworking, doesn't really give a shit. At like from the age of like probably like 14 to like 17, maybe even 18, maybe even 19 for a while, right? I was pretty harsh. I was like, "What are you doing? Like you're such a loser." Like just all this like all this really like mean like big brother shit. And I was like, you need to get like and she's like 3 years younger than me. Like I was calling her a loser when she was like 12 and I was like 50. Like I reflect on it now and I'm like, shit, I'm such a dick. And I'm like, I probably put her through so much mental torment. But like I guess I just like I saw my parents doing this and I felt like I was working really hard. Like so then I was just like, why are you not living up to this standard set by the family? But as I've like grown, met a lot of different people who have helped me break this thing that I saw as a problem, because it was something that impacted my sister, but also it's impacted other people in my life. That I had like a lot of friends like I would sit down with them, ask them questions. What am I doing? Why am I doing this wrong? Blah 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 blah. I learned about it, and then I've slowly learnt to just let people live. And I apply that to like the majority of my family at the moment. It's just like, you can do whatever the hell you want.
I can understand, like, I had an older brother, or I haven't, I'm sorry, I speak about him in past tense. I have an older brother that's the very same way, very strict. He himself is a dentist. That doesn't, you have that kind of moniker or that kind of accolade. It's tough. And I understand from a sibling to sibling standpoint, you want what's best for your siblings. You want them all to be on the same level and high level and achieving their best and getting that bag that they deserve. It's interesting to do that with a friend group. Let me ask you this. How was it? Why do you think that's the case? Why you had to do that towards your friends? I understand why you did that with your family, but why did you feel like you had to do that with your friend group in terms of being very on them and making sure they too are achieving your level or higher?
So I was in a pretty unique like scenario, like to I guess make this like to show this, because I was a professional League of Legends player for 3 years. So League of Legends is a team-based game. 5 people on a team. I'm one of 5, right? Everyone else's performance on the team impacts my performance. And
Okay.
someone who came from that environment of work hard, work hard, work hard, work hard, I applied that to me playing League of Legends, like religiously. Like that was my life. That was my bread and butter. Like the thing I was known for was I worked really hard when I played
Okay.
League of Legends. I studied, I played, I grinded. Like whatever it was I had to do, I was always thinking, I was always moving, I was always doing. And when when we're playing League of Legends as a team, we live in the team house. So I'm holding my teammates to expectations of eating well, sleeping well, practicing well, performing well. And there was conflicts and so many like different conversations that I had to have over, like, you could only imagine of doing the same thing every single day. League of Legends, I played every single day for probably an average of like 10 to 12 hours every single day. Like it's
Mm.
really hardcore, the practice environment of League of Legends, like depending on who you are. But for me, it was really hardcore.
Mm.
And I had, like, at the time, I think when I was 19, I had a teammate who was 17. He didn't know how to take care of himself. He didn't know how to, like, he just didn't know how to do shit except for, like, kind of show up to the game. And at the time, he was still really bad at the game. Like, he was just not on the same level as me when it came to League of Legends. And I didn't really care about someone being worse than me at the game as long as they were putting in as much effort as me or more, because they were
Mm.
worse than me. They should be putting in more effort than me. That's how I saw it. And
Mm.
because this guy was 17, he wasn't eating well, he wasn't sleeping well, he wasn't doing all these external things well. So I was like, I would like bag on him, get into arguments with him, like,
Ah.
and then other teammates would have to get involved and the coaches would have to get involved and all this shit because I was like, do this, do that. And it just broke him down mentally.
Mm.
And so I had to learn like how that impacts people and better ways to like push people up. And sometimes people just have to fail to learn, even
Yeah.
at the expense of other people around you. Yeah, and now that guy has like gone above and beyond. His name's Ian. He plays in Japan. He plays League of Legends in Japan now. He's gone above and beyond. He became like literally one of the best. He's my closest friend. And like he messaged me all the time. I love that
Yeah.
guy. But he taught me a lot about being a better person.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. Like, I like how you're able to give me both sides of the perspective. Like, understanding that it's a team-oriented game, and you know, you rely on each other, not just on screen, but off a screen, and you want what's best for them, and you want to gas them up and make sure that they're positioning themselves as best as they can, because that does ultimately affect you. I love that. I think that's that's a great leader within there, but also understanding, I guess, the empathy of it all. You know, at the end of the day, if we take ourselves out of the world of, you know, esports or even career, you know, professionalism, and at the end of the day, they have to make the call for how they want to live the rest of their lives. So it's interesting that you were able to go through such ebbs and flows of that kind of journey. Udi, tell me your relationship with your parents, with your mom and dad. Are you a mama's boy? Are you a daddy's guy? What was going on here?
So for most of my life, I was like a daddy's boy. Like me and my
Is that
dad.
the term for it? Is that
Daddy's boy.
are we called it? Is that, I've never heard of daddy's boy.
What do people say? I say daddy's boy.
Really? All right. Hey,
What
hey,
do
that's
you
dope.
say?
I don't know. I just said I'm a. Oh, okay, yeah. There's no proper. I don't know if there is a, because we all know mama's boy. We all know that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is a direct like correlation to, I guess, daddy. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll go with daddy's boy. All right. You might be
I'm
right
a
on that
daddy's
one.
boy.
There we go,
Well, I was
baby.
for most of my life. Most of my life,
Yeah.
like my mom was, my dad, he worked like mornings, like really, really early mornings. So he would work in the mornings and then mom would work in the afternoon. So I would like, when I was awake, I was for the most part with my dad. So
Okay.
we would go to the park or whatever from a really young age, and he would just be around. And my dad's like the biggest yes man, like such a soft human being. He's like this big bulky nugget man. He used to play like semi-professional rugby, super strong, super handy, like grew up on a farm. He can do all these like things, but I'll be like, hey dad, can we do this back? Sure. And I'll be like, can I do this? And like, it's just, it's just yes, yes, yeah. Like he's such a pushover. Like holy shit. Like to his expense as well. Like that man is just like some days he'll be like walking around. He's like dying. He's like on his last foot or like last toe or some shit. And I'll be like, hey, can we do this? He'll be like, sure. I'll drive you to the shops. I'm just gonna collapse as soon as I get home. Like he really like that man just like cannot say no. And then so like throughout my most years, like me and my dad have been super close, and we still are super close. But as I've gotten older, I've realized I'm a lot more like my mom than my dad. So my
Interesting.
mom and I have gotten a lot closer. I think almost through like a mutual respect and understanding. I think it's like an unspoken appreciation of each other rather than like anything. So I just have found more of a comfort residing within my mom, because when I was younger, all she did was work, like all the time, like 24/7 work. And like obviously she'd take me to do things, she'd do mom things, but like my dad was just there more often, so I found a stronger connection there. But now, like I'm on my grind like 24/7. I love working. All my friends know that I work like all the time. I work really just stupid hours, and it impacts my relationships and friendships to like an insane degree negatively. Sometimes, you know, it's good. Most of the time it's bad when it comes to other people. And my mom is the same. And my mom like gets that, and she gets what that satisfaction is like, and she gets like she knows what that grind is like. And so I think we just both are like we talk to each other at like 1 a.m. at the dinner table. She's like worked all day. I just finished stream, and we just like, you know, chat or talk about something, and it's just like an unspoken appreciation is the way to say it.
So are you telling me when you say unspoken appreciation, is it you appreciate that your mom understands what you're going through?
No, it's more like I appreciate the person you are, and she appreciates the person I am, and we understand that we both are pushing towards like I guess the things we want in life really hardcore, and we just respect each other's hustles. That's it. Like she doesn't know what I'm doing. I don't know what she's doing, but we know we're working hard. She respects that.
What is it that you want from life? Is that a gotcha? I don't think that's a gotcha. I think that's just me following up.
That's such a dude. That's a question. That's a question, and like.
Well, you're talking about. Well, the reason why I have to ask that is because you're working hard. You know, you're working hard, and I think no one can take that away from you. You know, you're talking about it's affecting relationships outside of the world of, you know, YouTube and streaming. You're talking about, you know, you're having less time doing this and that. So I guess my question, because I think this is an important question that every content creator has to ask themselves is, what are we working towards? Like what makes this fulfilling towards us outside, I guess? Well, maybe it can be monetary only, you know? There's a lot of factors to this, but what is it? What's the end goal, I guess?
It's it's like so confusing, because I ask myself this question all the time, and I think if I have to be completely I gotta be completely honest with myself, and my friends know this at a deep level, but it's 110% I'm working towards something that provides me status. That's like
Status.
that's what I want to achieve. I want to achieve status. And yeah, I'm not sure why I find such a like, I guess, attraction to status, but in my entire life, I've always wanted to like find status in what I'm doing, like be the best at something, or be working towards something, or when I'm doing it, being the best at working towards it. As I said, like the grind, the working hard. I want people to work around me as hard as I am. Like it was always like, I want to be the best. I want to show that I'm the best and have that status that I am the best, and then work towards being the best. Like just, I don't know how to better describe it than I want to obtain status in life.
Status is not equated to fame, correct? We're not talking. You don't want to be famous,
Mm,
correct?
Not it. Like in an industry like this, it's equivalent to fame.
Hmm.
Like status usually is equivalent to fame when you're
Yeah,
creating content, right?
yeah.
But in all my other aspirations of life that had nothing to do with like being that wouldn't result in fame, like anything else I wanted to do, it always revolves around achieving status within that like specific field.
Okay, nice. I kind of to bring us back from the very first thing we were talking about, way back, like an hour ago. You
Mm.
mentioned how in League of Legends, when you're playing with your professional friends, but you yourself are not in that realm anymore, it means the world for you to hear them say you still got it compared to anyone
Mm.
else, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the world of content creation, does that same rule apply that you only truly care about those that are, around your scene, or do you care about the metrics? Is it what is it in terms of status for content creation that you really resonate with, and that's the most important to you?
I I haven't achieved any metrics that I'm satisfied with when it
Hmm.
comes to Twitch or YouTube. So I don't think in my heart I associate with metrics yet, because I think if I associated myself with metrics, it would be too painful for my like ego. Because if I'm all about status,
Yeah.
if I'm all about status, right?
Hmm.
Like, and I watch like XQC jump on stream and he has 60,000 viewers within like 3.5 seconds. And then I have like, I upload a YouTube video, it gets like 3K views. And then some dude like puts out a video and it's up for 30 seconds, has like 100,000 views. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know for myself. Maybe I will never care, but now I definitely don't associate like status with it,
Hmm.
because I can't, because there's no status to gain with what I've achieved so far. And
Hmm.
some people will be like, some people always tell me, "Wow, you've grown so much. You have 12K sub." In my heart, it means nothing. It really means nothing. Like okay, it has meaning, but in my heart, there's no satisfaction. I look at it, I'm like, I acknowledge it, and I move on. Like I don't like look, and I'm like, that's what I want. I only am like, okay, like what's next? How am I gonna get to like my goal is like I want to figure out how to get 2 million subs as fast as possible. Like that's my like goal I set for myself on YouTube, and like I don't know if that will give me some kind of status within creation. I'm not sure yet, but I know in my mind I'm like 2 million subs. Like that's I will hit like, because everyone like all these people do content and stuff. Just like side note, 1 million on YouTube is just not an achievement in my mind anymore. It's not
Hmm.
like it is an achievement, but when it comes to status, when it comes to like grandiosity or whatever the word is, like 2 million is like just the thing that I think of like, cool, that's good. That's a good place to be. And I don't have a metric for Twitch,
Hmm.
really. I haven't really thought of one. Like in my mind at the moment, I think like 1,000 is cool. But I think
Hmm.
if I was at 1,000, I don't think I'd be satisfied with 1,000 like concurrent viewers. It's like, so status and metrics, they don't combine at the moment.
Are you someone who finds it easy or difficult to live in the present?
Mm. I find it incredibly difficult to live in the present if my mind does not believe that that's something worth living within, if that makes sense.
Can you give me an
Do you want me to
example?
further explain? Okay. So if I'm just doing my mundane every single day tasks,
Yeah.
it's just every day. Like, what's the point of living within that? What's the point of thinking about that? What's the point of like focusing on that? Like, think
Yeah.
think ahead. If I am doing creating my content, which is getting views, which is doing stuff that is pushing me further and getting me there, I'm living in the moment for that thing that requires my attention for the moment. As soon as
Mm.
I'm driving, as soon as I'm doing anything that does not accumulate to furthering myself, I just no there's no point. There's no point like living within that. Like if it's not
I
getting me
see.
somewhere, I
Yeah.
just switch off.
Yeah. Interesting. Man, damn, your brain is working a million miles per hour. You're looking at the next thing. That's interesting. I've never had this discussion before. I've never met someone like this before, at least on this show specifically, where your mind is going forward and I see it. I could see both the pros and cons of it. Like part of me is like, oh man, dude, slow down, like take a breath. At the same time, I'm
Yeah.
like, you're on the cutting edge of something. And I can see you like really striving for that next thing. And you want to be the one that leads the wave, not trying to catch it or I'm sorry, riding behind it. That's fascinating. That's
Mm.
fascinating there. Going back towards your family and upbringing there, was it a strict household in the Udi household?
Nah, like as I said, my dad's like the biggest pushover in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the same. It's like mom wasn't around enough to make it a strict household in like I guess when we were younger. So
Mm.
then we were just built up and like our lives were cultivated in this very soft like do what you want environment, like draw on the walls and ruin the
Mm-hmm.
house. Like we like grew up that way, and
Yeah.
then it's been that way for every other kid since me, and it's just like that. It's super soft, super easy.
Mm-hmm.
You do something stupid, parents are like, oh my gosh, that's
Amazing.
bad, you're
Yeah.
bad sometimes, but it's like you're bad, I love you, you're bad, you're the best, I love you, like like
Yeah.
yeah, that's my household. It's like
That's the same way you speak to Chad, I think. That's the same way you talk to the people in your community there. But I like that. I like that. So, going on from there, then, well, let me ask you one more question about your family and upbringing there, and we'll move on to your education. Do you feel like you would have thrived or would have things been different if you were raised in a strict, more structured household?
I like obviously things would have been different if I was raised in a different household, but I really, really, really like how my mind works at the moment. So I'm glad I was raised in the way I was.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that's a that's all I can say. Like obviously I could be a million different people from a
Sure.
million different things impacting my life. Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I am who I am, and I think thinking about what could have, what should have, whatever, it's like that's when you got to live in the moment and be like, I am who I am now. Let's not think about who we could have been.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Nice. Let's move on here into your studies as well as your friend group. And we're gonna skip straight to high school, Udi. All right,
Okay,
straight to high
sure.
school. You know all the stereotypes. You know the jocks, the geeks, the emo kids, the hype beasts, whatever. Where would
Mm.
you say you classify yourself in that series of stereotypes in high school?
Um, I was kind of like, I fluctuated between the okay, so there was the nerds, and then there was the nerds that people liked, and then there was the jocks,
Yeah.
and I fluctuated. No, okay, nerds. There was the nerds. There was the nerds that people didn't like. Then there was the
Hmm.
nerds, or the majority didn't like. There was obviously people who liked them. Then there was the nerds in the middle who were like, everyone got along with them because they're impartial. And then there was like the people who are really smart but don't act like nerds. Like they go to the gym, like they're
Mm.
all about playing sport and stuff, but they were like all in the smart classes. Those were the only people I really ever associated with throughout high school
Hmm.
because like I went to a school that had selective classes, like selective classes. So it was like basically the smarter kids and not smarter kids. And I was in the selective classes, and I only ever like I was friends with some kids in the non-selective classes, but I really only associated myself with kids in the selective classes in high school.
Hmm.
And I fluctuated between like I fluctuated between the group of like the very popular guys in that like intellectual group
Mm.
to like the middle ground. Like I sat in like that middle ground. Like at some points in like, for example, in my final years of high school, I really didn't fluctuate between any of them because I just did my own thing and I just became my own hyper nerd in my shell. But like in year 10, I was really big into working out, really big into fitness. When year 10 for anyone is like 16, 17. All I
Okay.
did was like work out and associate myself with those guys who liked going to the gym and didn't care as much about their schooling. And then when I was about 14, 15, 6, like early 16, I associated myself with like more of the middle ranged nerds because that's when I was really into League of Legends, and I played a shit ton of League of Legends like every single day. So yeah,
I like
fluctuating
that.
between two groups. Yeah.
Yeah. What for your time in of course I gotta ask the basic questions. Subjects. What were you into? Sports. Did you play any sports in high school?
Sports. I played soccer for about since I was 12. So I played and I stopped playing. Like I still play on and off, but I stopped playing proper competition when I was about 17. So I played like properly for 5 years, but
Mm,
I've played like a year before that, like casually, and then I go to the park with friends sometimes. So
nice.
that's sports, and then like subjects in school. Like obviously when you're like in early stages of high school, you just have to do whatever the hell they tell you to do. But when
Hmm.
it came to actually choosing my classes, I did all sciences. I did physics, chemistry, biology, and then I did advanced maths and advanced English
Hmm.
in high school. That was my like high school subjects.
And what was it about? Oh wait, of them all, which one did you enjoy the most?
Um, I enjoy. I enjoyed biology because it was the wait. Now that I think about it, it was the one that gave me most status. It
Oh my
was the
god!
one
Oh
that
my
it
god! This
was.
man was thinking about it in high school.
Yeah, I was addicted, man. Like it just felt good. It felt good to have people come to you, ask for help. And physics. Physics was probably in actuality when it came to doing it, my least favorite, but I was really good at it. So people just like hey, I got to a stage in physics where I was
Mm.
better than my teacher at physics, so she would get me to teach the class and she started off liking me, and because I stopped listening to her, she eventually started like to not like me as much.
Yeah.
And that was like I don't know, like I think by the end of it, it was like kind of sad. I was like, oh, I'm a dick, but in the moment, I was like, nice, I'm a genius.
Well,
You know,
I
like
mean, at the end of the day, who collected the paycheck, Udi? I don't know. I don't know who's, she's having you do her job better than she probably could have done herself.
hey, she was collecting the paycheck, but I was
Yeah.
collecting the grades, baby.
You were getting the grades. You were getting that status, that clout around town. Is
Mm,
that
mm,
Udi, the teacher's assistant? Gonna have to
mm,
meet that person after school. That's nice. So, okay, you go through those motions. Sounds like you classified yourself within the cooler, nerdier group, but then you got into fitness in 10th
mm,
grade,
mm,
all that jazz. Tell me about your friend group. I like to say that there's an old saying that your
mm,
closest friends kind of represented who you are, or who
mm,
they do represent who you are. So back
mm.
then in high school, well, first and foremost, are you still close with any of the people that you've made friends with in high school?
Um, I have to. I don't know what other people would define as close, but just because of like League of Legends and like I did it so religiously, I lost
Hmm.
a lot of those friends. Like I did not go to parties, I did not do anything. Like I
Mm.
played League every day. I was hardcore. But I do have friends who message me. I have one friend now that I still will like I'll make the effort and say, "Hey man, let's go to lunch. Like let's go hang out." Like one friend
Hmm.
out of like probably I'd say I associated myself with probably like 15 people.
Mm.
Um so yeah, like those people, there's a few around, like all of them are like, oh, good job grinding, man. Good job on the
Hmm.
stuff you're working on. But my real friends now that I have maintained from high school is one guy called Farley. Uh, and he's just an awesome guy. He was like one of the people who taught me a lot about, I guess, just how to live. He was very like, he taught me about how he thought, and he's like one of those people that just like genuinely care about me for
Hmm.
for I say for seemingly no reason, but when I think about it, like I let him live with me for a few months. Like I've done a lot of things like for him, but I don't know. In my heart, I'm like I did nothing for this guy, and he's so nice to me. But I think I did things for him, but it's just it doesn't feel right in my heart. Sad did, but yeah.
Sure. How do you choose your friends, Udi? How do you choose the people that you fuck with?
Hmm. How do I choose my friends? I choose my friends Gosh, I feel like most friends, especially in high school, it was just via like who was around and who like I guess
Mm,
had to some extent it was like similar interests. And like I said, I fluctuated between groups. So it's like whatever I was interested in at the time. I liked League of Legends. I had my League of Legends friends.
mhm.
I liked working out. I had my working out friends. I played soccer. I had my soccer friends. Like I kind of just choose my friends based on like what I can get my feet wet in and like what I can
Mm.
like, I can do the same thing as them. Um yeah, if you're doing the same thing as me, it's pretty likely you're going to be a lot closer in my life than
And those
yeah,
that aren't.
that,
Yeah.
yeah. Like there's only 3 people, I would say 3 people, maybe 4 people in my life
Mhm.
that I guess distort those bounds where it's like even if I'm not doing the same thing as them, I still like try and make an effort to like see them.
Mm.
Mm.
Nice. What when did you start playing League of Legends in terms of your high school? Were you playing that your, ninth grade, 10th grade? When did you start playing and treading towards the direction of professional or, taking this as a bigger part of your life?
I think it was grade 9, so 15 maybe?
Yeah.
Like either very late 14 or 15, I
Mhm.
started playing League of Legends. Um and I was like the last person of my friend group to start playing.
Mhm.
So I was bad and I at the time I hated being bad. Like I really really did not enjoy being bad at the game.
Mhm.
So I dedicated my life. I didn't give a shit about school at all. I dedicated my life to like I'd research the game, I would practice the game, and then I eventually after months and months and months of playing with my friends, I like became the best of my friends and then a year later I reached the highest rank in the game. And yeah, that's like the League of Legends.
Arc. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
And so in high school we go through the motions. So
Mm,
you're attending your classes, you're doing what you got to do to pass.
mm,
Graduation day arrives and you
mm.
have to make that big choice.
Mm.
Was the natural next step going into a 4-year university? Was it a community college? Did you take a year off? What was the next step after high school?
Um well, I think wait, I want to take a step back
Sure.
because there's like information that probably gives more context. So like
Sure.
when on graduation day, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to go to university and become a doctor. Because both my parents are in like the health field and they're chiropractors, osteopaths, they do that kind of stuff. They're like the they're not doctors, they're like the level below. I wanted to like be a doctor because they just told me it was better. They thought it was a
Mm,
better like make more money. It's better. It's well respected. There's a lot better laws around it. Yeah, they had to deal with all those bullshit laws in Australia because you know chiropractic, you're moving bones and shit. It's not like a doctor who is more well respected, right?
mhm,
So they just promoted the idea of me becoming a doctor. And so when I was 16, around the age of 17, I decided I hit the highest rank in League of Legends and I was satisfied. So I quit the game. I stopped playing for 2 years. And then that was my final 2 years of high school. So from the age of 17 to 18, I turned myself into like a hermit and I studied every day. Like studied every single day because I failed maths in year 10, which is year 11 and 12 is the final years of high school for us. So year 10 I failed maths and I did bad in all my other I guess classes except for like science, which I liked. And I turned myself into like a literal hermit when I was in my final 2 years of high school from the age of 17 to 18. I would study, I would go home, read the syllabus, which is like all the notes ahead of what we are doing. I did tests, I went to holiday camps, like I did all these things and just grinded and went from like genuinely at the start all of my friends thought, "Oh yeah, he's like intelligent, but he'll do okay. Like he'll do fine." Like my English teacher thought I was absolutely like gonna do average. Like she was like, "Here's your estimated mark. This is what I think you could get with
yeah.
like This is what I think you could get if you put in a lot of work. And it was like some pathetic, like to me, it was pathetic. She said like, what did she say? She said like 80% or something, which to me, it was like, bruh. Like, which looking at it from a teacher's perspective, it kind of makes sense at the time. Like, I was like, come on, man. Like, screw this shit. And then also my maths, I was put in the lowest maths class because I failed the year prior. Like, obviously, they have to base it off stats. I was put in the lowest maths class to start year 11 when I was 17. And I had to work my way up both my English classes, my English class and my maths class into higher classes. And then eventually, like, I was in an English class at one point where the people, like, they just didn't give a shit. And I was in such a different mindset of, like, I want to grind, I need to study. I was like, please. I begged, like, the head of, like, the English department, please move me up. Please, I need to, like, go. I need to go somewhere else. Yeah. And they eventually allowed me to, and I found, like, people that were interested in learning and, like, really like to grind. And I learned off a lot of people. But basically, I grinded really, like, insanely hard and eventually did really well in high school. And then that kind of, like, comes to graduation where I wanted to be a doctor. Yeah.
Okay. And so with that kind of mentality, did you just go to uni next, or did you take a year off, or what did you end up doing?
So in between high school finishing and getting your grades back, I think you have about a 2 month to 3 month gap or something. So in that time, I went to Japan with some friends, and it was kind of like, wow, I get to relax now. Like, I literally destroyed my brain. Like, I was a vegetable after, like, high school. Like, I've never worked myself so hard. Like, I was not a human. I was a husk of a human by the time high school finished. And I just went to Japan with my friends, and every day I was like, what do I do? Like, I grinded all that way to, like, get my grades, and it was like, it was cool, but it wasn't it, you know? I was like, that was cool. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I showed myself that I could work hard, but it wasn't satisfying, right? So throughout that trip and throughout, like, the month at home I had before, like, grades came back, and even after the grades came back, you still had, like, a month to figure out stuff. I enrolled myself at university just as, like, a safe keep, and I just gave myself, like, some shitty economics degree or some shit because I had to sit an extra medicine test to actually get into medicine, which I wanted to do. And because the first time I sat it actually in my final year of high school, because you could sit it before, I didn't do good enough. I didn't do good enough to get into medicine. So I was like, well, I'll just do some shitty economics degree, get my grade in the medical test, and then go do medicine later. But before uni came around, I was like, I really don't want to do this degree. Like, at all, I do not want to do this degree. And so I was like, okay, I'll set myself a challenge. I had 3 months before university started, and I said, if I can reach the highest rank in League of Legends again in those 3 months after not playing for 2 years, I'll try go pro. So within a month and a half, I hit the highest rank. I applied to a team. I got accepted to an academy team, and then I deferred from university and then played professionally from that point on.
Wow. That's fantastic. So how was that, that decision, that little bet you made with yourself, it sounds like. It was a very much a watershed moment. And when I say watershed moment, it's a defining moment in someone's life where they can go one way or the other. You could have continued going with your studies, or you take a risk and you bet on yourself and say, let's see how deep the rabbit hole goes in terms of professional gaming. Tell me your mindset as you're making this decision for yourself, where you're like, all right, I'm gonna give myself X amount of days, X amount of months to achieve this echelon, and if I can get there, which you did, sounds like in a much faster time than anticipated, well, now I'm really putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm really investing and saying, well, I'm gonna move forward with this dream, with this passion. what was going through your mind? Was it nerve-wracking? Was it difficult? Is this something that, when you make these kind of decisions, how do you weigh the pros and cons of it all?
Um, ever since, I guess, like, to answer the one that's like about nervousness, ever since I went through high school, I, because of how hard I worked, I taught myself, I guess, the mindset that was required to, like, I guess, always believe in myself and what I needed to do to believe in myself. So when I decided to go pro and finish, like, when I made the decision, I said to myself, if I work as hard as I did when I was in high school, I can do anything, any single thing I want to.
Yeah.
Because, like, I proved to myself in high school, I was literally like, some people literally thought I was an idiot, a moron
Yeah.
in the start of high school, going into my final years of high school, and I went from, like, people perceiving me as an idiot to doing, like, really well in high school. Like, they were like, holy shit! Like, it was like, it was. I turned it around really hard, and but I put in so much effort, and I was like, I know I can do that again. I know I can put that much effort in if I want to. So I said, whatever I commit to, if I put all the effort in, I put all my eggs in one basket, no matter what, I will succeed in it. No, like, I don't really believe in, like, obviously I believe in luck as a factor for things, but whatever amount of time you need, maybe you need longer than a year to achieve something, you put your work in and set something that is actually achievable via working, I will, like, be able to make it. I'll be able to do it. So I didn't really have nerves going into it. My only, like, setback was like, is this the right decision for me to go all in, or am I going to pull out halfway through? And I
How
kind of
did you
had that, like, thought in my mind a little bit.
how did you make that call and overcome that threshold, that mental threshold of saying, I'm not going to pull out halfway in?
I think it was really easy because at the time I was enrolled in an economics degree. So I was like, well, it's either this or the economics degree. And I was like, I'm not doing an economics degree.
Hey, man, I was in the same shit. Yeah, an
Yeah,
economics degree. That's funny. I like that. I like that.
pain.
All right. Well, let's move on towards your work history. All right. Which, by the way, allow me. Do you need to use the restroom at all? If you ever have to use the restroom or get something to drink, or don't let me stop you. You got
I
your
got my
jug.
jug. It's so good.
I got my own jug too. Here, let me do a segment I usually do. I'll use the restroom real quick. I'll be gone for 1 minute, but I'm gonna leave you with everyone here watching today. So you can interact with them. If not, you can go on your phone. But I'll be back in 1 minute's time. All right, Udi.
Okay. All right. I got you. Hi, chat. Hello. Yo, chat. I feel like the way I've answered some of these questions make me seem like a dick. I really don't want to be a dick. I'm such a. Am I a dick? Am I a dick? Like, am I a bad person? like, I know in my heart I'm not, but, like, I feel like the way, like, especially talking about my family, I was like, fuck, I'm a dick. Like, I was like, fuck. CBH, this is the most genuine thing I've seen from you. That means a lot coming from you, Jared. Thank you. You not trust me? You're very genuine. You're a dick. Oh, nah. You bullied that 17-year-old Direwolves? Yeah, my fucking boy Ian. I don't regret that at all, by the way. I do not regret that at all. I would bully Ian over and over again, and the thing is, I think he'd want me to do it as well. That's the thing. That's why I don't regret it at all, because I feel like that man, he thrived from that shit. Yeah, by the way, guys, for that story, Get Back was on the team. Get Back 71 in the chat right now was on the team with us. He saw all of it. He was part of every single argument. Like, that man, he saw the war stories. So if he says what I'm saying is genuine, this is pretty cool. My favorite was Ian having a breakdown over you putting steak in a blender. Holy shit, that's a fucked up story. Oh my god. Holy shit. Ugh. I'm a little bit worked up right now. I'm a little bit heated. I'm a little bit. I've been talking for 2 hours, 10 minutes off the dome. Oh, someone just knocked on my door. 1 second.
Go ahead, go answer your door. Oh boy. Don't worry, all right? I stretched a little bit outside there. I was contemplating taking number 2, but we'll see. Okay. Oh, he's down. He's taking care of his stuff, guys. How we all doing today, guys? My favorite was Ian having a breakdown over you putting steaks through a blender. What the fuck? What? What is this? Steaks through a blender? Would have been empty shell. Way you talked about your family was nice. Yeah, he's nice, man. Udi's he's dope. Wait, is that mom? Is that sis? I don't know. Can't really see. It's a little blurry. I have to see it in like a small screen, smaller. It's his sister. Nice. I was a teammate with him when he played with the 17-year-old. Nice. Ask him about the steaks. All right. I'll try to. I'll work that in. I got you. I think that's his sister. I see. Yeah, I'm not looking on the main thing. Yo, what up, man?
All right, I'm back.
So I got a quick question before we get into your work history. What about these steaks? What are these steaks in a blender? What's going on here, man? I just need to understand the truth here. I can't have people coming on the show and then I'm gonna get canceled later on. It's the whole reason why I couldn't get Carson here. So it's it's too soon. Too soon, guys. Too soon.
I love that man's content. I don't want it to be true. Don't make
this a
reality.
Hey, you don't. We'll talk about that later, my man. That's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. But what is this about steaks in a blender, Udi? What is this this cancel that I'm this close to trying to understand? Why are you putting steaks in a blender?
Okay. So as I was talking about that 17-year-old on Direwolves, that him and I were at each other's throats at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know why we were arguing. I can't remember the exact context, but basically every day he made a smoothie in a blender. And what was it? He was eating like shit all the time. And all he would drink was like orange juice and these. God, I'm getting like reflux or some shit right now. Probably thinking about those steaks. Anyways,
yeah,
he ate like shit. And one day, I was just talking about eating. I don't even know why. I was just making something ridiculous. Like, I think, I wanted to make burgers, but we didn't have meat. Like, we didn't have ground beef. So I was like, we got steaks. Let me blend a steak with things in it to like make it like malleable. Except my friend who made smoothies and shit with that blender, like he made it with that blender. So I just put meat all through his juice blender thing, and he was pissed. And before that, there was so much arguments and so much like calling each other out that went on beforehand. And it was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like it was just, I fucked with his juice blender and he just lost it. And I think at the time he wanted to make a smoothie or something and I was using it and he was just like, he just resented me because I was such a dick all the time. And like, imagine coming into the kitchen. You're like, I'm about to make my smoothie. Like we were midway through practice.
Yeah.
And you see this fucking guy who makes fun of you, or doesn't make fun of you, but picks on you for little things about playing the game and is always at your throat. And you do this, do that, do this. And this motherfucker is blending a steak. Like, he didn't know the context. He didn't know what I was doing. He just thought I was blending a fucking steak. Like, and he just lost his mind. And then we were arguing and we were fighting. Like, it was just, that was the steak in the blender story.
See, the thing is, Get Back is the one that's telling me this. The hard part is, I don't know why in my mind I thought these steaks are well cooked. They're just, they're maybe even medium well done, so there's no blood. I'm hearing there's a lot of blood. I'm hearing there's a lot of fucking chunks everywhere. It's just something about you, Udi. I'm starting to learn more and more as the evening proceeds, and I'm getting a little scared now. I don't know what I'm working with here on the other side of the screen. Again, before we get into your work history, I'm going to remind everyone here in the chat here, all right, we have 2 more segments. After work, we'll get into his romantic history, and after that is the community questions. If you have any questions for Udi himself, there you go. I spammed it a little bit. There's the link. You'll see me spam that incrementally here. We got a good a couple here, but we still have 2 more segments before we get into that. So let's talk about work. All right, the clearly
Okay.
the least sexiest of topics. In chronological order. Well, first and foremost, how many jobs have you had in your life to this date?
I don't think I want to say like 5, maybe 4.
Mhm.
Like I'm not really exactly sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like
5 to
around
4.
that.
Let's
4
get
about, yeah.
chronological then. What was your first
Okay.
job and how old were you?
My first job was when I was 18 and I just finished high school and I did receptioning for my mum's clinic. So my mum, as I said, she's a chiropractor and does a
Mm.
bunch of other shit. I was a
Mhm.
receptionist there. And pretty boring.
Nice.
Learned a lot about taking stock and shit, but yeah, did that.
How long you last there
uh,
for?
I was there for like 3 months, maybe 4
Okay.
months. Like it wasn't long.
Mhm.
I learned the ropes, and then there was nothing valuable there when it came to like learning. It was just helping mum
Mhm.
out, you know.
And so
Yeah.
what made you go when you're just like, all right, 3 months is up, time to dip?
I think I was helping like a lot, and then they hired another person, so I was just there to like fill in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went pro in League of Legends, so then I was just like, I don't have time.
True. Okay.
So yeah,
Fair.
yeah.
So after that, after the 3 months, where are we heading
Hmm.
next?
At the same time, I was working reception. Like a little bit after I started the reception job, I
Mhm.
got a job at a tutoring company. So I did tutoring of high school students, and I only tutored kids who were in their final 2 years of high school. So like the ones who are actually kicking it into gear and actually
Mhm.
trying.
Mhm.
And I did physics, chemistry, maths, English, and biology. So I like tutored in all those subjects.
Mhm.
But they called it coaching. Like they didn't like to be called a tutor at this company because they
Yeah.
were like, we help our students get to the answer themselves. So I'd like, let's think about this. I was never like, this is the answer, this is why it's the answer. Like we got taught all these, I guess, what are they called? Methods or something?
Methods,
Whatever they were.
techniques. Yeah.
Techniques, yeah, they were like the ladder of approaches and some
Mm.
fucking wheel of something. And
What cult is
like,
this?
yeah. Oh, the dude who ran it, he
Yeah.
was very passionate. He ran it like a cult. He was like,
Really?
these are the lessons we work by. This is our teaching methods. Love the guy.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. His name was Jesse. He worked like I respect him. He's a hustler as well. Like I
Yeah.
really respect this guy. He was a madman. He worked
yeah.
hard. He was innovating, but Jesus Christ, he was a cult leader. Like
Oh,
like
100%.
it was definitely a
Sounds
cult.
like it.
100. Yeah. So I did tutoring, coaching.
You did that. And how long did you last there for?
I lasted a little bit longer than the receptionist job. I want to say about like maybe 9 months, 8
9
months,
Sizable
because
amount.
I did it into my like League of Legends career because I said I was on the academy team.
Mm.
So for the first like 6 months of me playing League full time, I was still in academy. So I did the tutoring still, which was like 4 hours, 6 hours a week because
Mhm.
like it's tutoring. It's only after school, so it wasn't very many hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What did you learn from your job as a coach, an academic coach?
Ooh, that's a good one. I actually liked this job. This job was valuable. I learnt that there are so many different people, and the way people learn is really different. Um, I learnt a lot of people actually don't need to be helped with the thing they're seeking help for, I guess. So they came to tutoring to get help with work, but then I ended up just being a friend or a support
Mm.
system or
Wow.
a guide, I guess, like a big brother to
Yeah.
these kids, I guess, like 16, 17, 18-year-olds. I was just helping them a lot of the time with other things that had nothing to do with what like the job was actually described as. So I guess, yeah, I don't know if what lesson that was, but I guess it was like maybe sometimes people need what they people need things that they don't know they need, I guess.
Mm. I like that a lot though, and I agree with you. Like, one of my first jobs out of college was like a whole emotional intelligence gig where
Mm.
I was a whatever for a consulting company, and more often than not, you would think as a consulting company you're coming in to help the business, but literally these people are talking about like marriages that are not doing well, and I'm like, what does that got to do with your bottom line, return on investment? But they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
well, my fucking kid isn't passing, whatever, third grade. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. Anyways, but I like that where there's a bigger need. There's a bigger service than just the upfront, hey, my kid needs help with reading or writing. But then you
Mhm.
see the humanity of your work. And I think that's very
Yeah.
important to find especially in content creation, I'm sorry, to find the humanity and the thing that resonates with your viewers and the people that want to check out your content. So I like that a lot. Let's move on from that. What was your next job? How old are you?
I guess my next job was a professional League of Legends player, I guess.
Mm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, I feel like I had another job actually. What was my other job? I feel like I had another job between like at the same time. I remember at one point I was working 3 jobs, but what was it? Oh god. I can't remember what I was
Mm-hmm.
doing, but I was doing something. I don't know. It wasn't important if I can't remember it. Anyways, continuing
Fair
on.
play.
League of Legends was my next job.
So League of Legends was your job, and you, like you
Yeah.
said prior, you lived that game. It was more than a game. It was a passion. It was something that you truly wanted to be the best
Yeah.
it sounds like status reasons. If we're really retracting from the OG conversation we've had here at the beginning of the show,
Yeah.
what was that? What is that world like? I feel like there's a lot of younger viewers, especially again, this will be repurposed for YouTube as well. Give them a day in the life of what an professional esports player looks like.
I can only speak for League of Legends
Yes.
because what I've learned from working with I speak and work with people from other games. Like maybe this is controversial to some people, but I don't think any esport works as hard as League of Legends does. I don't think any major esport. I don't think any other esport comes close to League of Legends when it comes to the amount of hours, the amount of work, the amount of just the amount of mental energy that is taken away. League of Legends is like the upper. It is the kingpin of like hard work in esports.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that like? Well, starting off, it's all about getting. It is all about getting to that high rank. Once you get that rank, like the whole journey of getting the high rank it's ridiculous. Like it's hours upon hours of research and meeting the right people who can motivate you and finding friends who can push you and get you to that point, right? Where then people can start recognizing that you're actually good. And that's like a whole hour segment. So like basically grind, find friends, find people who can push you. You can't do it on your own. It's almost impossible to do it on your own. Like my friends got me to like diamond level, which is top 10%, and I took myself the rest of the way. But you got to find people to get you at least some of the way, I think. I think it's near impossible to get there on your own.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible, right? But it's like if you want to do it quick as well, impossible to do it on your own. Once you're a pro and you're living the pro life, living the pro life, basically you live in a team house as a League of Legends player for most people. You wake up 10 a.m., get in, scrims start 11. You practice with your team, regimented practice with a coach. Depending on your circumstance in a team house or in an office, you're there till probably 6 in the afternoon-ish, around that time, and you have like an hour in between break where you have lunch or something, and you have team practice, and then as soon as team practice is done, you either go home or you stay at the office or you stay at the team house or whatever, and you practice until, depending on the person, you practice until 11 p.m. and some people go until like 3 a.m. if you don't enjoy sleeping. It's basically that every day. It's wake up, breakfast, scrims, practice, go to bed. and then meals in between. And that is it, unless you have game days. Then obviously it's game days, but that's the practice.
Was there no personal time? Was there no time where you can kind of take a breath, take a break? What was where do you take a moment away from all the practices and the team oriented meetings?
There was times for yourself if you wanted it. I'd say for a large majority of it, I didn't like to take breaks. My break was watching a YouTube video in bed before I went to sleep, or
Wow.
waiting to get into game or something. There was times where, like, if we were in the team house, we would sit down, we have a meal together from time to time. But I personally, like, I didn't understand the value of it, I guess, and I didn't really want to see the value in it because all I wanted to do was work. So it was basically grind, and then with the nice thing in between whenever it came. And some people are different. Some people are different. Like, I have some people who need to take a break, and I don't get those people. I don't resonate with those people because I don't need that. Or I didn't need that. Maybe if I came back, maybe I will need that now. I don't know. But when I was a pro, grind, maybe a little bit of time to yourself, barely ever. Don't talk to friends. Don't talk to girlfriends. Work. Get to work. Yeah.
Being outside of that world right now, being able to be from the outside looking in, do you have any feelings of, oh man, that's a lot of time going into that, and all these other relationships that have had to be pushed to the side because of your investment towards yourself and your team? Do you have any feelings of, I don't want to use words like regret, because we talked about the whole not looking back, but do you ever have feelings of, oh, the grass is greener on the other side? Like, you always look at, oh man, I wonder how things would have been on the other side there.
Not the only way I look at League of Legends from an outside perspective now is respect. Like, being in it and leaving it, I think some people are stupid because they're not going to make it. And I think those people, but I also don't hate on those people because they don't know what I know, right? There are some people out there, I look at them, you're done for. Like, you're wasting your life right now. But they need to figure out that they're wasting their life, some of these people, right? And I feel to some extent I was like one of those people. Like, I could have been good, but I didn't think I was ever going to be the best. So technically, people from an outside perspective could have looked at me and, like, I think I'm a lot more entertaining than I am good at League of Legends. And so many people, while I was playing League, they're like, why don't you just do content? Why don't you do entertainment? I was like, I want to, but I was still doing League. So I on the flip side, I kind of am one of those idiots who didn't get it. So I say this to people all the time, and it also comes back to, like, letting people live. Like, I let people live and learn that they can or can't make it in League of Legends. But overall, I just like respect to the people who are going to make it, and respect to the people who aren't going to make it and they're going to learn from it. And if you don't take anything from it, hey, you got nothing. I won't even disrespect you because you just wasted so much time.
Oh, can you give us a little insight into what you look for when you say that person has it and that person doesn't have it?
I think a very prevalent one in the community is, like, being able to be, what's the word when you can, like, view yourself unbiasedly in an
Objective? Subjective?
It's objective, but it's like self-aware. You're self-aware. Being self-aware of what you can and can't do, I think is a really, really, I think it's a valuable thing, but also a thing that is really, really powerful in becoming a good League of Legends player is being delusional, I think.
Why? What do you mean by that?
It's a weird thing to say, but you need to believe you're the best before you can be the best, right? And a lot of people that I've met who were really the fucking kings believed they were the best, and they were fucking maniacs. Like, they were psychopaths. But they thought they were the best, and then they made themselves the best, or they didn't, and like they failed. But some of the people out there, fucking crazy. Like, I think that's one thing that I think I say that because I think I was almost too self-aware, and I was like always weighing up this. Maybe I did this. If I put in this amount of time, it'll result in this. And I was always like logicking it too much. Like, I was just like, if I just fucking went home, drive it home, don't give a shit about anything else, yeah, probably a lot easier to like make it because I'm just doing one thing and I'm drilling it. But when I was doing League, I was thinking about content. I was thinking about all these things. I was thinking about too many things. And I think maybe that's just focused. Maybe it's focused. I'm not really sure, but self-awareness, almost a little bit of, being a bit of a psychopath to some extent.
Yeah.
I think there's a few, but if you're completely not self-aware and you are like, I'm the best, and you're not improving, like, there's so many people out there like that who are like, oh, I hit this rank, therefore I'm good. If you like, that's not self-aware. Like, people like that, there's so many of them, and those people, like, when I talk about the people I respect and the people that I'm highlighting, and they're like trying to make it and they're not making it, these people are still like in the top 30 people in the region. Even if they're not making it, they're like the people that I'm like saying quit to, but they're still trying, and because they're so close. But then there's like the 150 people in that high rank area that are just fucking like, I don't know what else to say, deluded, stupid, don't get it, or just like in it for the wrong reasons, whatever it may be. Like, those people, like, I don't know how to be. I don't want to be too harsh, but it's just like, they just don't get it. They just don't get it, and there's so many things. There's so many reasons why they don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I feel that. Oh, that makes sense. So let's we've been talking about kind of the heart of your League of Legends career there. Let's talk about the latter half. Let's talk about when you're going towards the end of it. I know we kind of touched about it in the beginning of the show, but when did you know you were stepping away? At what was there a moment? Was there an event that occurred that you're like, this is as far as I'm going to take it. I'm going to go another direction.
The moment I knew that I couldn't play with my friend Jared, the guy in the chat, GetBack71, I don't know if he's here or not.
Yeah.
The moment I knew that I couldn't play with him or anyone equal to his level, I decided I was quitting. That's when I decided I was quitting. And that was probably into the later half of the year, because just didn't want to take, like, if I did anything else, it would be taking a step backwards in my career, and I didn't want to do that. Like, it's such a waste of my time.
Was that a difficult realization?
It was hurtful, but it wasn't like ultimately defeating, because I knew I had somewhere to go from that, and I always had like a next step. Like, I didn't feel like I felt lost, right? But I never felt like I've lost my place in the universe. Like, I was like, give me 3 months, I'll find a place and I'll cement myself there. I always knew that in my heart.
Wow.
But it did hurt. Like, it was painful. But yeah.
Your confidence is unmatched, dude. I'm gonna tell you that. I don't break out of the questioning segment, but your confidence in yourself is so unmatched, and I respect that deeply out of you. If I may, I don't think I ever asked. If I may ask, how old are you?
21. I turned 21 like 3 months ago.
You're only 21 years old, and you were I dead ass thought you were 28. Like, I legitimately, I'm 27 myself, and I thought I was talking to a fellow fucking old man because of the amount of confidence you have in yourself in this world. I'm not saying that I'm not confident, but it took me a while. It took a lot of fucking trial and error, specifically the error and the failures, to realize where you fit in and what you could really do and what kind of impact you can make. But seeing that At 21, this is fascinating. I got homies right now because I'll be straight with you, Udi. I'll be straight with you.
Yeah.
In terms of League of Legend knowledge, I am not even in a fucking radar. All right, but my homies. My homies, both on and off Twitch. I got one of my best friends from university. Like, I watched him my freshman year playing League of Legends. Like, what the? This was back in 2012, and he was playing League of Legends. And I was like, "What the hell are you doing, kid? Like, what are we doing here?" And he's just like, he even made me miss a party so I'd watch him play League of Legends on his dumbass laptop. And to this day, one of my best friends, and he only uses Twitch to watch League of Legends, like Worlds and all that shit. But when I speak to you and when I hear you and your confidence in yourself, especially being like, give me 3 months, I'll find another thing and I'll be the best, if not competitive, going towards being the best in that field. There's some deep respect for that. There's a special place in my heart for those kind of people because more often than not, we hear the defeat. We hear, oh yeah, it's a tough racket being a streamer. I don't know about partner. I think that, that would be the equivalent in terms of trying to build up that notoriety and get to that next echelon. But I really, I love the way that you approach every challenge, every adversity in your life with this attitude of, well, okay, I'm going to accept the reality of what's happened, and I'm not going to pursue it any longer. I'm not delusional in myself or my dreams, but I'm going to be better, if not the best, in something else. I really respect that deeply. That's fantastic, Udi. That's fantastic. So,
thank you.
When you made that call saying, all right, I can't even beat my buddy here, I'm calling it quits. You made the announcement. Tell me this: how did your family react to you taking stepping away from being a professional League of Legends professional?
I don't really enjoy sharing with my family like any details about League of Legends, like what I was doing, except like when I was competing and playing on game day. So I never really told them that I quit. I kind of just said I was doing a different thing now. And I don't know. I just didn't want to. I don't like making a big deal out of it. I don't know if it was like I saw it. Maybe I saw it as a failure, and I didn't want to like make a big deal out of it because I don't want to accentuate my failures. But nah, it's more like, okay, when you were talking about victories and things like that, like I want to like emphasize there's like tears shed and me crying and me like fearing and me like literally like a month ago I was standing, maybe not a month ago, 3 weeks ago, I was standing on a beach in Queensland with my editor in his arms crying because I was like, this is so painful. I'm working so hard. I can like do this, right? Like, I know I can do this, but it was so painful. Like, there is so much. Yeah, I talk about the greatness, but like, there's all this other shit that comes between it, right?
What's painful?
Painful?
What's painful? You said this is so painful. What's painful?
What's painful? Sacrifices. The sacrifices that you have to make. Like sacrificing the other parts of your life to make this work. So like making content work or making your job work. That's painful. Yeah.
I think I cut you off there momentarily. So you were, you go through these feelings and this is during your time as a content creator, correct? Or as a professional? Everything.
Yeah, I've cried to different people like about the gaming, like those different times. Like this content is obviously what I live now, and it's like pain. But the reason I don't talk about it as well is like I don't really remember it. Like the way my brain works is I experience bad thing, I accept it, and I kind of figure out where I'm going to move on from it. So I don't ever talk about it. I barely remember it most of the time. And like the reason I bring this one up is because it happened like legit like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Wow. But it's I don't remember those things much. And I think it's like that's how I kind of like know I'm just going to keep going and keep moving, because it's like I accept, I live, and then I move on. But I also want like I don't want to give off the impression that like everything is easy and there's no
Yeah.
like hardship and shit, because all those things are really, really hard. I just don't really think about them
Yeah.
after they're done. Yeah.
Let me ask you this: as there's a big discussion around content creators, specifically streamers,
Mm.
being very vocal about this, about mental health.
Hmm.
How are you able to keep a healthy mind amongst or kind of around this industry that really knows how to fuck you up? Really knows how
Yeah.
to drain you mentally, emotionally, and just
Uh.
leave you crippled on the floor with nothing.
My friends really understand me well now because I've been doing it for a while, and they understand my mental cycle. So, what I do is I mentally drain myself, and I do it every probably. I'm on like a monthly cycle. I work hard for 3 weeks, and I destroy myself. I work stupid hours. I do dumb, like I just do lots and lots and lots of shit, and
Mm,
I don't talk to my friends for most of those 3 weeks. Like literally, never talk to them. Don't talk to them,
mm.
and then after that 3 week period of going super hard, I come into the Discord. The first day I'm in the Discord, they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like I'm a zombie. I'm not talking. I'm just there and I'm existing and I live. And I just listen to them. And I just listen to them like have fun. And then the next day, I play a game with them. Maybe I stick around for a third day. I'm back on board. I'm like cracking jokes, saying dumb shit, playing the games. I disappear again.
Mm.
And my friends have said this to me. They like, this is what you do. And they're like, they said to me, they're like, we understand what you do. And when they say understand, I think they've come to like appreciate me for it and love me for it. But I think it's like annoying to have that friend who's like, he comes, he regenerates, and then he's gone again. But like my closest friends, like my really, really close friends of the group of people I hang out with, like there's probably like 3 of them. They genuinely talk to me about it. They're like, it's cool, man. We understand that you need to do what you got to do. Like, keep being you. But like, that's just what I do when I get mentally beaten down. I come back, hibernate with the boys, and then I'm off again.
But that's good friends. Those are the ones that are really worth keeping throughout your life because
Mm-hmm.
the most important aspect of the story that you just told me was when your friend says we understand and it's
Mm.
okay. Like come here when
Yeah.
you're ready instead of having because a lot of people out there and I've learned this more and more and I thought at 27 this would change, but I have homies here in real life that are just so selfish. Like the way that it would be is like they're like, no, we enjoy your company, but then at the same time, there's no respect of what you are doing with your own life and trying to achieve. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when I hear your friends being able to acknowledge that of you, and especially with the hey, do what you got to do, but you know you have a place at the table. You know that the seat is always open and it's reserved for you. That's such a special
Mm-hmm.
feeling. That's such a good feeling too, and one that
Yeah.
really does regenerate you to take on another 3 weeks of hell. So that's awesome, Udi. I love that. I love that. Let's track back towards work history here. So you called it out with you called it your a career with League of Legends. You went
Mhm.
into what next? Are we going into content creation now, or is there another job outside of that?
Oh, so I started content creation, but it doesn't produce me any money. Well, I get like Twitch payouts, but
Mm-hmm.
like I ain't living off Twitch
It's
payouts at
volatile.
my
It's
size.
volatile. Yeah.
Yeah, it's volatile and it's just at its peak anyway. It's still like it's like I can upgrade the stream from time to time, which is nice,
Yeah.
but it ain't gonna make me live.
Sure. Yeah. I
Um,
agree.
so like it's kind of like it's my career hobby. It's my future career, but it's my hobby now. Um,
I like that.
um, yeah. The next thing that I did was I started full time work for Direwolves, which is like the esports org I'm part of.
Wow. How'd you get connected with that?
Well, I used to play for them.
Oh, there you go. Well,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I played for them, and like the whole organization knew I was the loud one. I was the one who was making stuff on socials when I was a player. Anyway, like
Mm-hmm.
I got socials, and I was fascinated by it when I was a player, and So as soon as like I realized like, hey, I'm not playing, I was like, the woman that was doing socials for the team at the time was like either going back to Korea, or like she was Korean, so she was going back to Korea, or they were thinking of like not keeping her on, or I don't know, whatever the mumbo jumbo is.
Sure.
Basically, I was like, hey, can I do the job? And they're like, yes, you'd be perfect for the job. So I ended up doing like socials and a bunch of like it's an esports org and OC. Like there's like 3 stuff. So like I say socials, but I did a bunch of shit. Like I still do it. I'm still employed.
Oh,
I
nice.
do a bunch of shit for them. Yeah,
That's
that was
awesome.
the next job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so you stayed there. Well, you're still there right now. So you're still doing work with them
Mhm.
while also doing content creation. So that's where we are right now, correct?
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
Awesome. So this,
But I've got like other jobs that I had as well that I've gained now as well. If you want to know about those.
how
Just to
like
cut you
how are you juggling all of this? Let me ask you that one more thing about your work history. How are you juggling currently all these like I guess positions? You're going from social media manager to content creator, and then all the odd jobs in between that you're talking about. How are you doing in terms of finding time, A, for yourself, B, for your creations as well?
Well, I have a friend called Jackson who I brought on as an editor.
Mm.
So he was like a friend and part of like the group of friends that I've just like played League of Legends with. It was like a semi-pro. So he's like, it was pretty good. He gets it. He gets me. And he was always like one of the funny people. He was always creating things. And would always make little clips and stuff. And I eventually convinced him to come on as my editor after like so long trying to convince this man. Because 1, he didn't even have editing software. 2, he's like didn't know how to edit. But I just knew he'd be good at the job. I just knew. And after a while, I was like, listen, I'll buy you editing software. I'll pay for the subscription. Just trust me. I will. And I was like, man, have faith. I don't know exactly what I said, but basically I give off the impression to him. I'm like, I will make you money one day. I will make you money. And like, I believe I've sold him like on my dream, on my passion. And like 1, he's a friend. 2, he, I think, wants to work in this space as well. And he wants to work with me. And like, he helps me juggle it all. Like all I can say is like, he is like my crux. He's my like thing to lean on at the moment.
That's huge. Finding, and I love how you mentioned in your League of Legends journey, finding friends is huge to push you to build with you, to collab with, to just someone that even at the end of the day just understands what you go through because they're also going through it themselves. That same thing actually goes for, in my opinion, content creation. As much as we love our communities, there's something about a friendship with another streamer just hits different because they understand it. Like, oh fuck yeah, that was brutal, or yeah, that was really cool that happened, this and that. So I love that you're able to find someone that resonates, especially with your dream and your vision. So then they can in turn also invest in what you're doing, because I think that's huge. That's the building blocks of what we do here. Udi, I'm gonna move us forward, all right, to the most salacious of the topics. All right, we're gonna talk about your love life. We're gonna get into your romantic history. All right, and I know they want this on the docket. They want this kept recorded. They want the VOD for later. So I'm gonna ask you, Udi. All right, we're gonna ask you, similar to the work history, because we both know you put in that work. All right, we both know that you're putting in that work. How many actual official relationships? We're not talking about the one-nighters. We're not talking about the floaters. We're talking about people you actually dated and had the title. How many of those people existed in your life?
Two proper girlfriends.
Proper girlfriends too. All right. And then if
girlfriends.
we're saying not proper, endless, guys. Endless, I hear. I think it's countless. I couldn't. I've lost track after 50. I lost track after 57. Yeah. It's fine. Don't give me this. Don't look at the ground. Oh, mom's fuck. Don't sell me that high.
Don't sell me that high, but ask away, baby. Let's go.
You got it. Let's start with the first one. Let's start with your first relationship. How old are you? How'd you guys meet?
All right. So 16. Um, I met her in a park at midnight.
What? No, please, please. What is going on here? You met her at a fucking park. That's the worst setup to the story. I can't. I don't know what. Okay, fine. I'll roll with you.
Okay.
You met her at a park at midnight. What happened from there?
Okay, wait. I'll show. Okay, I was at a dinner. I was at a dinner, right? This girl invited me to a dinner. Doesn't matter. Leaving a girl for her birthday. So it was a bunch of people, and we went to her dinner. And me and this guy were leaving the dinner because we just like knew each other from high school. Weren't super close, but like friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Hey man, some of my friends, they're having a house party. Do you want to come?" I was like, "Sure." We get to after the dinner, we get to this house, and there's people running around drunk on the street. A bunch of drunk 16-year-olds running around. And they scream, "We're going to the park. There's some people at the park already. We're going to go meet them." I was like, the park was on the way to my house anyway. I was like, well, I'll walk with you guys. Like, I'm not going to lie. I did not like any of these people. And I was like, listen, I'll walk with you. Keep me company.
Yeah. I feel it.
And I get to the park and I'm there. I like sit down with a group of people and I put myself on the edge of the group. I'm out on the edge. And the guy who brought me there comes and sits with me. And at the time, he's like really into League of Legends. He's still into League of Legends. He's talking to me about League of Legends. Because when I was 16, I was the highest rank in the game. So he was like hella like, "Yo, dude, League of Legends, man. Like, let's talk about it." And I was like, awesome, bro. Like, I'm sitting in this park at midnight, and this guy like has just singled me out. I'm at the park.
There's nothing better than the guy that singles you out, ready to fucking engage with you at a time you do not want to talk. It's all right. You're with this man. It's 1v1, you and this stranger.
Okay, and then off in the distance of the park, I see this like little okay, not little because that sounds creepy. Small 16-year-old girl jumping around. She got the tennis skirt. She got like the cute little like the tube toppy ass fucking thing. She got the push-up bra. She's jumping around the park at midnight, pissed off her face. And she jumping around. She sees me, and I've never met this girl before. And from now I know she knew everyone there, or most of the people there. And she comes over and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you look like some act." Oh, she said, "You look like Dylan O'Brien." Some guy. I googled it while I was there. I was like, "What the fuck is this bitch?"
Yeah, Dylan O'Brien. Okay.
Some dude from some preteen like Teen Wolf ass show. And I'm like, I see that. I'm like, this bitch hitting on me. So I'm like, okay, here we go. And then I find out later, after she said this to me, she's like being really nice. She comes and sits with me. She sits on my lap and I'm just sitting here on the grass. I'm like, all right, this is happening. Then her boyfriend comes over. And I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's good? How you doing, homie?"
Okay.
And this guy, I went to school with him. He was my friend. And I'm like, well, he wasn't my friend. He was like a guy that I played handball and shit with. He was a high school he was a high school friend, like bullshit friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yo, what's up?" He's like, "Yeah, have you met my girlfriend?" I won't say her name, but her name was let's say Stacy. Have you met Stacy? Okay, have you met Stacy? And I was like, "Oh yeah, we just got talking. You know, she's really nice." And then he's like, "Yeah," and he's like looking at me. Yeah, I'm like, time to go. So I go home, and then like 3 weeks later, this girl breaks up with the guy.
The guy, yeah.
Straight into my DMs. Stacy straight in the DMs. She's like, "What's good? I'm at my friend's house. We should hang out." We hang out for a few times. We hang out. Things happen. Starts dating.
Things happen.
Yeah.
Starts dating. This sounds like you're playing jungle outside of League of Legends, my man. All right, this man's out of fun. He's too much.
Listen,
hey,
man,
that's.
Listen, I'm 16. I'm getting invited over by this. She was hot. right. She was real hot, and she invited me out. Like, goddamn, easy. It's so easy. It was like easy. It was easy done.
All right. So, you got the razzle dazzle and you ended up dating, it
Yes.
sounds like. How quickly
Yes.
between the breakup to you guys dating, if you kind of remember the timeline?
like a month, like not like maybe
That's
3 weeks a
yeah.
month, like 16-year-old relationships. All right, they start quick.
Sheesh, yeah, okay. High turnover rate there. And tell me about the honeymoon stage. Tell me about the early stages of you guys as a couple. Was it good? Was it as beautiful as you remember it to be?
It was pretty good for like a year. Like it was good.
Oh,
Like
you
she
guys-
was, yeah, she was good for like it was really good for a year. Like I'm not gonna like talk about her whole background, but she had a
course.
pretty unfortunate life.
Mm,
Home life is not good. All this shit, right? So, yeah, it was like good. She was just nice. Like I'd go to her house, she'd come here.
mhm.
Eventually, after like 6 months, she started living here with me in this room.
Wow. Okay.
And that was cool. Like, but she was like a problem child. Like, she was like, didn't give a fuck about school. And this is when I was getting into school, by the way, like
Mhm.
really into schooling. Like, this is my time of when I was getting into it. She didn't give a shit about school. I was hella into school. But like, that was like the first like, but I was like, oh, I can help you. Like honeymoon phase. I was like,
Yeah.
I can teach you. I can help you. Like, it's sweet.
Yeah.
And like that was fun. Like we would do dates. I'd help her. She'd pretend like she actually wanted to learn to impress me. Like all these like, the cutesy things. Like I would go to her family's house to be nice and I didn't give a shit about meeting her family. Like the boyfriend
course.
stuff, and she did the
course.
girlfriend stuff, and we were all just like trying to make the best impressions. And then like a year into it, I'm like, all right, sweetie, it's switch on time. It's like she went through the first year of like she went through my second last year of high school where I turned it on, but then like the final year, I was like, all right, you know what, sweetie, I'm going hardcore. Like I'm gonna get into medicine. Like I'm gonna be a doctor. And she was like,
Okay.
and obviously she was like, you're gonna be a doctor? Wow. That's awesome. Like, do that. And I obviously, as a girl who doesn't want to do schooling, doesn't want to like do anything, like that's like damn, I like that. And she was there, she lived with me. So then eventually, fast forward, like there's problems in between. Like we lived together for 2 years. She eventually just like because of her like situation with not going to school, she eventually just had no friends. So I was her only friend, and I wasn't spending time with her. So like lots of things arose. There was lots of like abuse. Like she was very physically violent. Like she threatened me a lot by the end of it all. Like,
Wow.
yeah. Like I remember one time I locked myself in my bathroom over there, and she was standing outside of it with scissors, threatening to like cut me. And I was sitting on my phone to my friends. I'm like, bro, what do I do? Like I was scared. I was like, what? Like I was not, bro, what do I do? I was like, she's standing outside with scissors, threatening to hurt me. Like, what do I do? And like, she was crazy. Like like a year, sweet, but bro, like if I didn't give her attention, shit went crazy. Like, like she went
was there no
hardcore.
family around during this time that like she's being out of pocket or what?
Was there no family? So she had family,
Yeah.
but like I preferred her. Like I invited her. Like I let her live with me. Like it was nice. Like she was just there. Like she was good company. But like eventually she turned crazy, and I was like, well, you've lived here for a year and a half. Like I didn't really know how to I didn't know how to navigate that. I didn't know how to navigate kicking out the girl that I've dated for 2 years when I was 7, when I was just turning 18. Like I didn't know what to do. So like I just like tried to like help shit. I made like ends meet. I would like sacrifice a little bit of study time to like sit down and watch like some new episode of like fucking Teen Wolf or some shit with her. Like I would. It was terrible. Like it was terrible towards the end. In the honeymoon phase, we watched shit like Love Island and those trashy TV shows. I love that shit. But like when I wanted to study, like when I wanted to study, and it was painful. Like it was just mentally draining, and I was so over it. And I had to make all these sacrifices from my own study to like help spend time with her and do things, which I saw as very selfish because she wasn't doing anything with her life at the time. Like she wasn't studying, she wasn't spending time with people, she wasn't seeing her family, she wasn't doing anything. She would sit in that bed over there, same bed. I haven't got a new bed. She'd sit in that bed and she would like watch shows for literally 10 hours. I would go to school, leave her here, and come home and she'd be here. Like, it was bad. Like, it was not good. It was not good. And, yeah.
So how did you approach
Oh.
the breakout? How did you approach the kicking her out of your place?
This one's really fucked up. Okay. Okay, so
you whispering that to the mic gives me no confidence in the story.
I feel so bad for smiling. I don't know if it's like a smile through the pain or like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But basically, like I was 17. I was spineless. I didn't know how to break up with a girl that I dated for 2 years. In my heart, I still cared about her. I wanted the best for her. But also at the same time, I was like, just give me a reason to get rid of you. Like, please, just like... Like it was pain. It was pain. I didn't know how to circumvent it, and I was really lost. And none of my friends had dealt with this before. Like we're all 18 now at this stage. We're all 18. None of my friends had a serious relationship through the final years of high school, except me. I was the only one, and I didn't know what to do. So eventually, there's this guy that she dated when she was like 14 or some shit. And he hits her up and he comes back from France. And it really like, okay. This guy hits her up and is like, let's go out and get lunch. And she had no friends at the time. So I was like, yeah, go hang out with this guy who was clearly hitting on you. You know, you guys can make friends. And eventually, I just like kept promoting her hanging out with a bunch of other guys. And like, eventually, like, this is really, really fucking like a fucked up way. But eventually, she cheated on me, and I was like, "Oh, damn, we're done. You cheated on me."
Jesus Christ!
Like,
listen, Udi. There's a category for that. It's called being cucked. All right, there's a category for this.
I don't know if I don't know how to not smile about it, but I promoted her cheating on me. It's like she was the kind of girl to cheat on someone. I could imagine, like she has a boyfriend now. She's broken up with that guy 6 times and DM'd me every single time. I could imagine they're happy in a relationship now. I could imagine I could like boom, like destroy that relationship in a heartbeat. Like she's fucked up. Okay, like. Listen, that girl treated me so bad.
Okay, and the thing is this, Udi. I'm not questioning that. I'm not questioning that she treated you poorly. I'm not questioning that you could home wreck in a second, all right, you sexy motherfucker. What I question is, hey, babe, yeah, go hang out with all these nice hot boys, please. And that's what I'm questioning. I've seen these categories, Udi, all right? Don't be the guy in the corner. As the person is on the other side, don't be that guy in the corner. You got to be on the other side. Holy. But the man was loyal. All right, you were loyal. You did not cheat. There was no cheat on your behalf. You just let it play out, and
100%. Yeah. I don't know. I felt weird. Like I don't know why. It's just like I still don't understand like the mentality of why people cheat. There are people that cheat, and you know the people that cheat. I don't get it yet. Maybe I will get it one day and I'll become a piece of shit. I really hope not. I don't ever want to cheat on someone. I don't intend to. I don't understand the mentality. Like I was like legit like even when I was with her and I did not want to be with her, I was like, I can't sleep with someone else. This is like a trust. Like this is a trust bound thing. Like it's like yeah, it's just weird. Like, I don't know. It makes me feel ill. I think I would see, whether it was for her, I think even if I cheated, I would feel like I was a shit person myself. And like, whether I didn't want to hurt her, I definitely didn't want to hurt myself as well. Like, cheating on someone is like, I would feel less of a person doing that. So, yeah, like, either way, like,
when
I
it,
was loyal. I was loyal. Yeah.
when it happened, Udi, when you knew she cheated on you and all the things were done, did it still hurt?
Oh yeah, it hurt. Like it hurt. Like it was like I saw it coming. I in my heart wanted it to happen, but it still hurt. Like you're like 2
That's the
years,
weirdest part of the story. I'm sorry. That's the weirdest part of the story. In my heart, I wanted my girlfriend to cheat on me, but it still fucking hurts, guys.
I
It
didn't
fucking...
know how to break up with her. I'm an idiot, okay?
I love you.
I
I
didn't
love you,
know
bud.
what to do.
Listen, buddy. I love you, man. I love you. This is the craziest. I've heard a lot of stories. All right, I've done this show. You're 47. All right, I've done this show a lot of times. I've never had a guest say, "Yeah, I put her in the best possible fucking position to cheat on me," and then, guys, when she did. That shit hurts. That shit is yikes. I wouldn't recommend it. That's where I'm getting fucked up on. That's where
I do recommend it. It made it so much easier.
Well, if you're gonna break up with it, yeah, it's dead to rights. It's kind of one of the cardinal sins. You probably shouldn't be cheating on the other.
I think it was I think it was the easiest way because it would have hurt no matter what, right? Breaking up with her would have hurt because
I get,
like
yeah,
I'm breaking up with
I
her.
see your point.
So if she cheated, it was like. It was really like it's in hindsight, I'm a fucking moron. Like I'm like, oh, Toby, such an idiot. But like I think about it myself. I'm like 18. I've never had a serious relationship. Like you gotta learn how to circumvent. Like I give myself some slack. Like
Yeah, because you're
I try
younger.
to anyway. I say I'm younger, but like I'm 21. I'm only 3 years older. I still don't know how to deal with that shit. That shit's
a lot of time.
so hard to deal with. I don't know if I'm like. Are you meant to learn how to break up with people? Like in my mind, I want to like get with someone and then like have babies and like live long. Like I don't want to learn how to break up with people.
Break up with me right now, Udi. Break up with me right now to my fucking face. I want you to tell me that it's over. I would see.
There's not enough history, but it's still hard. I'm not good at this.
I could see see, you're so, damn it. You like genuinely, sometimes part of me is like, is this a bit? But I can see in your eyes, you're like the panic. It's not a bit.
It's actually,
this is not a joke.
Yes, I am. It's actually like my heart is like it's hard.
Yeah.
It hurt. I don't know. I don't know why. This is just this is a thing that I don't deal with well.
Well, it's fair. It's not an easy thing. There's no books. We're not taught, hey, even if there are actually books about how to break up with people, but it's like people are different, who you are, who that person is. The history, that's something that people can't take into account is all the peccadillos that you end up loving about that other person. And then now you've come to a point where, holy shit, it's over. We've ran our course as a couple and I need to call it off, but it's tough. It's tougher than anyone I had to, my first breakup was the like, you either slit the throat and you're done, or you bleed a slow, painful death. And I did the whole bleed the slow, painful death for 6 months of on and on. It's brutal. So either way, I understand you're cheating. The thing, I think the hard part for me, if I was in your shoes, would be the pride aspect. Like, I understand that's the only reason I wouldn't have taken your approach of like, it's easy to have the other person in that kind of situation, and then you have the right to say, we're over, because there's nothing else that fixes that. But then for me to be like, oh, fuck, I got cheated on, that's where my head would be wrapped around. Go ahead.
See, this is where I use mental gymnastics to make myself feel better.
Okay.
I wanted her to cheat on me, and I got it to happen. So, did I really lose? Did I?
You didn't. No, you didn't. You got exactly what you wanted, but it's still not a great thing. All right, that's what I'm saying. You fucking crazy. I swear, Udi, if I get canceled for this fucking show, I swear, I will collab with Carson right fucking now, and we will. No,
listen,
I would never.
We can get canceled for some reasons, but not Carson reasons. Okay, that's another level.
That's too much. Yeah. But your shit that you're telling me, without ever saying that you enjoy, like. Again, this is definition of what a cuckold is. I want you to know this. I need you to know this. Having your girl be with someone else, knowing with your knowledge that you're with that, is just what it is. I don't
extract pleasure from it though. Like
You
Like,
got
I
a little
didn't-
bit of pleasure. You told me to my
Wasn't
face. You're like,
sexual. Okay, it wasn't
okay,
sexual.
sexual.
pleasure.
Fine, fair. All right, fair. It was a mental
Nice.
sexual. Yeah, you won that one.
Fuck yeah, it was. Okay,
Which is
I'm
so much
getting way too
hotter.
into
It's
this.
so much
This is-
hotter. No, you're right. I'm stupid.
I'm enjoying this too much.
Yeah, I know. This is where So let's move on. Okay, so this lady, she's out of pocket. She's out of your life. Who's this next one? You said 2. So who's this
God.
second and last lady that you've had a formal title of girlfriend with?
Fuck. This one, she's the real. This girl, she the real deal. She the
Demon?
I don't know. No, she just got the fucking just everything is like the past 2 years of my life with this girl. Fuck.
What does that mean? What does that mean? You're giving a lot
I
of
just I learned a lot of things. It's a lot of okay, let's break it down. Let's start from the beginning.
learned a lot of things. What are
There's
we
no
talking?
way I don't know how to break it down anymore. So we just gotta start, go sequentially. So I play it well. Okay, I met this girl at a water. Okay, high school League of Legends event. Before I became a full-time pro, like I was on the academy team. I met her in an event, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, she is so gorgeous." I was like, fuck. I thought she was so hot when I first met her.
Yeah.
And she was with a guy and another girl. And the guy was a fan of mine.
Oh,
and
my
he comes
God.
and I've known him for a while, and he was a fan of the team I was a part of. And I was like, dude, you got your friends with you, huh? Damn. And they were both really pretty. Like both of them were attractive. But the one that like I like dated, I was like, God damn. Like she was very gorgeous when I first when I first met her. I was like, damn, she's hot. And I met this guy, and we're just talking, and I thought the girl that he brought was actually like his girlfriend. So I didn't say anything. I didn't even say, "Is that your girlfriend?" I did not ask. I did not ask questions. I like said one thing to her. I was like, I was talking about League of Legends. Like, I literally, this is the most cringe conversation. Like, I block it out. I have no idea.
Yeah.
She was not interested in talking to me at all. At all. And so fast forward, I go from academy level player to, because of circumstances, I was playing at the World Championships for League of Legends like 2 months, 3 months later. And I played in Korea at the World Championship. And she was a fan of League of Legends. So at the time, she was like, she saw me playing at Worlds. And obviously, if you're interested in League of Legends, like I'm not trying to hype myself up, but if you play at Worlds, that's literally as high as you can go in League of Legends. Like that's the biggest, the baddest thing you can do. Like you can't go higher than that. That's the dream for like even people who play at the highest competitive level in their country. Like 90% of them don't even play at Worlds. Like 95%, whatever the percentage is. Most of them don't play at Worlds. Like I got the opportunity to play at Worlds, and that was sick. And so from that, people were, they like that shit. They DM you and talk to you and they hype you up because it's a status thing, and like guys like status, girls like status. Like people just see that and they're hitting me up and blah blah blah. And at the time I was like so like into League of Legends, like I was a killing machine when I was like at Worlds. Like my mindset like went to like another level because I was like I got dropped in that shit. I was not interested in talking to girls, nothing, and it doesn't like whatever. Fast forward, after playing at Worlds, PAX is happening, and PAX is like a month after Worlds finished. So I went to PAX, which is, do you know PAX? PAX is America, right?
I plan to make my way over in Melbourne sometime.
So I went, exactly. So I went to PAX Melbourne after Worlds. And obviously, I'm like hyped up when I'm at PAX. I'm the guy who played at Worlds, blah, blah, blah. People are nice to me. People are real nice to me. People taking photos of me, blah, 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 blah. And then I get to this club. I'll get to this bar, and I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but it's like super famous in the gaming world of Australia. It's GG Easy Bar,
Hmm.
and everyone knows it from Australia that does gaming bars. They know it, and I get there, and the guy's there that brought these two girls. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? And he's like, hey, my friends, you remember those friends from the high school tournament, the high school thing? Yeah, they're at this club. And I was like, God damn, let's go. And we go to the club. Like, we've been drinking, like, people buying me drinks, like, all this stuff. Like, I'm getting treated, like, super well just because of Worlds. And people taking good care of me. And we get to this club. And this girl is, like, she's wearing, like, the top that goes down to here. She got the butt. Like, it's like, I thought she was hot. And then she's done. She got the makeup, like she got everything. I was like, I'm not even like a boob, like I'm not even a boobs guy, but like she was like, I just thought she was so hot. Like I thought she was so hot. Like
It's over.
we
You
get
lost. Yeah.
I lost. And that night I met her. She broke up with her boyfriend. That night she broke up with her boyfriend. And I didn't know until we had been flirting in the club and talking and dancing, and then she drops I broke up with my boyfriend today. And that was kind of half I broke up with my boyfriend today.
Mhm.
And it was also I broke up with my boyfriend, I have emotional problems. And like it was
I
like
feel that. I understand that. Yeah.
it was like fuck. Obviously like thing leave club together. Next, things happen, magic happens, and yeah, eventually me and this girl continue talking and we start dating.
Mhm.
And yeah, so that's like we started dating and we were both at PAX Melbourne, and she also lived in Sydney. And I was like, I live in Sydney. Let's fucking go. So like then we started dating, and like probably like a month later, a month and a half, because like I was real at the time, I was still like really like in my mindset of like one I had it was only like 6 months or 6 months, maybe it was more, maybe 8 months, 9 months after breaking up with that girl that I lived with for like a year and a half and dated for 2 years. And I was like still like I was on like a mental block. Like did not want to talk to girls. Like she was literally the first girl that I found attractive in like months. Like I was just in a mental state of like, no, don't talk to me, women. Like please leave me alone.
Yeah.
And like girls, if they spoke to me, I was like, I was just I was closed. I was not interested. They could feel my energy. I was not interested. And even to this girl, even though I thought she was like gorgeous, she was like one of the most like she was like she's a really interesting person. Like I got to know her like really well. Even like 2 months later, we still didn't actually date because I was like so like I need to take this slow. I'm not like ready. Like blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Like after 2 months of her doing her like she's doing her thing. She's like, hey, let's go get lunch. Let's go get dinner. Let's hang out. After 2 months, I was like, okay, I like you. I've tested the waters. Things are cool. You're cool. Let's date. But we'll date, and she's cool. She lives like ages away though. She lives like really far out in Sydney, and I'm on like the other side. She's like a 55-minute drive away. And she's always driving to come to see me. Because at the time, I was a League of Legends player. I didn't have my license. So she's always driving to see me. And she's, like, staying with me and living with me. And she's staying at my house. She wasn't, like, moved in or anything. But she was basically staying there for, like, weeks at a time. Like, she was just there all the time. And this was in my League of Legends off season. So I'm still grinding, like, every day. But all that I do is, like, grind. And I come home and, like, she's, like, I see her. Or like sometimes we go out for like the day because it was off season. I did actually take some time for myself because of her. If she wasn't around, I literally would have just played every day, like in my off season every single day.
Yeah.
And so she eventually, like, the relationship's really good. I care about her a lot, but the league season starts back up, and this is my first ever fully fledged full competitive season at the highest level in Australia. So I was like giving it my all. Like this is what I'd worked towards. This is everything. And eventually, like I noticed that me not seeing her was impacting her negatively. Like she was trying to be as supportive as possible. Like she really was, but she like also similar to my girlfriend prior, she had a lot of family issues. She didn't have parents, so she didn't have anyone to rely on. Like she got some shit, and she needs someone to be there for her. And she tried her best, and yeah, she tried her best to like keep it together, but like it made me like internally feel so bad. Like I felt so shit to like have someone who cares so much, and like I care, but I can't present that I care. I can't act on my care. I can't do anything about it, right?
Yeah.
So I had to like eventually, like it was 4 weeks into the season, and then I eventually was like, listen, like we need to break up. Like it was in person. Like I did it the right way, and it was because like I cared so much. Like I was so many tears shed. Like I was so upset. But like I had to like make the executive decision for myself because I was going to be miserable if I one kept her there, or I had to do something. I either had to change how much I was practicing, which would just destroy me internally. Like I worked so hard to be here, and this was like the start of my gaming career. Like I can't just do this now. And like it hurt to like lead her, like keep her there doing nothing when she's a very passionate person, and she didn't have anything around her, so she needed like she needed something to tie herself to give herself that sense of connection, that sense of family that she was looking for. And yeah, I couldn't do that, so eventually we broke up, and like I still talk to her, and I'm still nice because like there was still that like I didn't break up because I didn't care about her. I broke up with her because I couldn't care about her. So it was like painful. And then I play for the year. The year goes on, and that was all of 2019. And then around the end of 2019, like I started the thought of like, am I retiring or not? Like, am I going to do something else? So then I start talking to her. So then I start talking to her again. I'm like, hey, I'm having these considerations about, not playing anymore. And I'm having these and she was like, like she wasn't even sure if she wanted to like talk to me anymore because like of how it fucked her up like really bad. Like how, like I went from being there in off season to just like not being there because of gaming, and like my mentality like switched when the game started, and it was like really hurtful to her, and it was bad. Like it was really bad. Like I made her feel really bad, and like that's kind of just like what love is. Like there was no way I could have done it any better. Like I literally don't. Like there was no way I could have done it better unless I hurt myself in the process more and like detracted from my future that I was trying to achieve.
Do you think there's a future possible chance at reconnecting?
Well, this is 2019 we're talking about. So I got to talk about 2020 now. So 2020 comes along, and 2020 comes along, and no, 2019. And we start actually dating at the end of 2019 because I decided like around the end of 2019, early 2020, I'm not doing competitive play. And she like comes to the conclusion. She's like, all right, like you're so driven about things. I'm coming in with reservations and fear of you being like doing this, but doing this with something else because I said I was going to do it with something else. That's how I am. Like I get stuck into something and I get really stuck into it. So, we're dating for a while. 3 months are great. I become at the time she got new roommates, some guys that some really awesome guys. She was roommates with 3 guys. And I became really close with them. So we were like a little happy family. And I would live there all the time and spend time with them a lot. And it was like awesome. And then I started streaming. I started streaming from home. I started streaming. I even streamed from her house like a few times because I would bring my setup to her house and just to spend time with her at the same time. And she could see me like getting more and more into it. And like she was getting worried. And she also has like, I'm not going to say what she has she has a few like mental problems that she needs to deal with that have come from her previous family life. And as mentioned before, she needs like my schedule is like work like get up at like 10 a.m., do 3 hours, take a 2-hour break, and then work, like stream into the night or something. It's not a normal 9 to 5, right? Like content is not a normal 9 to 5. It's not what she was doing where she was working 9 to 5. She wakes up, goes to work, comes home, expects me to be there and like available. I'm not available. And it for someone who needs that emotional support and like help, it just wasn't, I wasn't like, wasn't able to provide that. And when I say this, like, even if I was able to do that 9 to 5, there was still so many other things mentally in between that were like problems and holdbacks and all these things that were like bad. And like nothing was perfect. We were different in a few, like there was differences, different beliefs, whatever. Like, and then this was just like another thing added on that was super important to me and I was super interested in, which was streaming. Eventually, like, you know, because like of all these compounding pressures, her problems, I guess, are inflamed. They start getting pushed onto me. Like her mental issues are getting pushed onto me. They're worse. They're like directed. She internalizes a lot of them, but I can feel that, and I feel like the barrier there that's built from that. And then at times there's outbursts, which I don't know if it's like what. I don't want to give excuses. There was outbursts towards me of anger and frustration and sometimes sadness, and there was things pushed out on me, right? And like whether that was due to mental health problems that she was having, or whether it was just like part and parcel of the relationship, whatever it was, it happened, right? And I can't give an excuse for why, and I can't excuse that person for like, you know, being, you know, at times like really rude to me and treating me like, you know, it was treating me pretty bad at times. And at the same time, like I couldn't treat her in the tradition. Like when I was with her, I treated her really well, but I couldn't provide like, I could provide like 6 hours, 12 hours. Like I was probably spending like 12 to 18 hours a week with her. 12 hours, I'd say, like on average, but that just wasn't enough.
It's not.
That was enough for me, but it wasn't enough for her. And that is like 12 hours. Like when I think about it, when I really want to create like a fully fledged relationship, 12 hours is like when you like, I don't know. For me, that's probably not that much. That's not. I don't know. 12 hours is
I
good.
think even Udi, let's take a step back. Even quantifying time like that is already, I think, the issue.
Yeah, it's already a problem. Like the fact that I was doing whatever I wanted to do and I was happy. I quantify it because like I had to see it as like I'm happy, and then I thought how much time I was spending with her. I was like, I'm spending like 12 hours with you. That's pretty good. So for me, I was happy and she wasn't. Like I don't even quantify it for myself. I just quantify it to try and rationalize how she was feeling. But at the end of the your point is good. Like
you understand what I'm saying? Where something like with love and emotions, to quantify it with data, you lose so 100%. Much. You're losing so much of it. Because I agree with you. Because I would love in like if you're in an argument, you know, there's nothing more powerful than data, than facts. I've spent X amount of time with you. But then you take a step back and you realize this is about love. This ain't about me doing like checking in and
Yeah.
as if it's a job, and you're just being like, all right, I'm here. Here's my 2 hours that I'm going to give you per day. Take it or leave it. And now the 2 hours is done and we move on. That it's bigger than that. That it becomes sacrifice. It becomes selflessness to extenses. And that's why I agree with a lot of your points. But I think that's where the line was drawn in the sand for me, was thinking that just because you gave 12 hours a week, does that mean that it is a healthy, growing relationship? That's where I could have told you a mile away. I don't think that doesn't have the legs, no matter how attractive both people are, Udi. It's not just you. Not just you or her. It's this.
Oh, man.
That's that old man wisdom there, though. That's the old man wisdom.
That's smart. That's smart.
Hey, every now and then the old man gets a little bit in there. He gets a dime in there.
Was good.
I appreciate it. Let me say this. Before I want to ask, I do want to follow up a little bit more on her before we move on to the last segment of the evening. Can I use the restroom one more time? I'm going to leave you with the people here, all right?
Go for it.
As if this is not my show, but I'll leave you with the people one more time. Go ahead.
All right, people. Yo, this conversation, this one hits deep. These girls need a therapist, not a relationship. That's yeah, mentals. That's facts. That's facts. A lot of people need therapy. Absolutely. What's up, Peyton? How you doing? Oh, a moderator of the channel. Damn, Peyton's a hardcore mom's man. What's up, Gian? Jordans. What's up, dude? How you going, TKN? I'm good. I could talk for so long. I'm mom's biggest fan. Yo, Peyton, what a homie. That's cool. Legic. Okay, we got the boys fighting now. Me and a friend had to bet to see who could get to Plat 3 first. Neither of us got further than Gold 2. Boys. The boys. You try. I'm a Peyton simp. Not Peyton. Peyton simp. What? What?
You're seeing all this
Trees.
bullshit here in the chat. I'm mom's biggest fan. This is disgusting, all right?
Yeah,
My
the
mom
boys
is-
are hyping you up.
That's too much. They're too kind. But Udi, see, that's the thing. I love these kind of discussions. I love this. This is the most refreshing thing. Again, you're my first show back. It's nice to have this kind of conversation all over again because I'm falling in love. I thought I was, honestly, there's whenever, you've spoken so highly of your work ethic, and when I see it. I could see it in your streams. I could see it in your content creation on YouTube. I'm not on TikTok, so I'm going to have to check that out. But I could see the drive in you. Having to take a couple weeks for myself, especially with the holidays and my family here around town, trying to go dip in and see them, I kind of fell out of Twitch where I was like, man, I could see myself relaxing for a while. I could see myself that, you kind of take a break. You're like, holy shit, this is nice. The wine just keeps on coming. I can eat whatever. I could do whatever I want. But it's conversations like this, it's guests like yourself that it makes it so refreshing. I fall in love with it all over again. And I absolutely love this conversation we're in right now to bring us back to it. Of your relationships, of how right now it's of course it comes with a little heartache. So I guess my last questions in regards for this topic is, where are you right now in your love life? What are you looking for? Are you looking? Are you open to the idea of dating? Are you focused on content creation? Where are you at?
Well, to wrap up that story.
Oh yes.
Basically, that girl was, what was she? Yeah, she's we eventually she had to deal with her things. We were like, let's take a break. The break was it was short lived. Eventually, we broke up or things ended, and she got another boyfriend super quickly, legit within a week of us breaking up, and I was like. And then she broke up with him and then got another boyfriend. and she's like had all these boyfriends, but in between every single time she breaks up with these guys, she hits me up and she's like, "You treat me so well, like you treated me the best, like blah blah blah." And like now she recently broke up with another guy, and I'm just in the same like I'm here, like I can't be in a relationship. Like I can't be in a relationship. Like so much bullshit has happened in that relationship that I don't want to step back into, and I'm not ready to step back into.
Yeah.
And like there's some shitty things that have happened in the relationship, like bad, like being, from both sides. And it's like I can't step back into it. I've had so many opportunities to do so. And like we even go get like we've gotten dinner. We literally got lunch like last week, right? We just talk about life, talk about like how everyone's doing. I said I was really close with like those guys that she lives with, and like they message me all the time. Like they're always like hanging out, sending me photos. I'm like it's like it hurts. Like I want to be there, but it's like it's not good for me to be there. So like I don't step back into it, but it's you can like see like the pain. It's like dangling a treat right in front of me. It's like it's right there, but it's like if I took it, it's like it's just gonna end up to be shit again. It's just shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna like either she's gonna make it shit, I'm gonna make it shit, and it's just like figuring out a way to detract myself and obviously going to get lunch and talking about each other's lives is a fucking terrible idea. But I still do it. I still do it because I care, and we were together for so long. It's just like, yeah, it's so.
Is it like, that? Can I challenge you on that idea?
Sure, I'd love to be challenged on that.
Please. Idea. Is it truly because you care, or is it you want to keep keep the parameters of what's going on? You always have that person in the back burner.
Ooh.
Because it hurts to be irrelevant, and to be brutally honest with you, Udi, even though you may not have the title, but you're doing these lunch and dinner catch-ups, there is still the possibility that lingers. You know what I mean? So it's like
you're 100% right. It's if I get myself into a certain situation, which I literally won't until like 5 years down the track. It's probably going to take me 5 years. In my mind, it's going to take me 5 years to be in a position where I can like step back into like it's literally just keeping it. It's keeping it on the like, hey, see you in 5 years kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Because if I really didn't want that, I would probably not go get lunch with this person.
Exactly.
Like I probably would not.
Exactly, Udi. That's I just wanted to be honest. Like, and the thing is, like, I'm not accusing you or any of that, but I have so many homies, that have done the same thing where they break up with this girl, this baddie, this demon, and for some reason I catch them. I don't even catch them. They end up telling me. That's why they call me moms, because they feel like I'm the mom of the friend group, and they would tell me, moms, I went to get drinks with so and so. We didn't do anything. We just got happy hour. But
that's always what I said. We didn't do anything.
See what I mean, Udi, though? See what I fucking mean? Why are you making you sound so fucking guilty, huh? We didn't. Oh, my cock is in my pants. Like, it doesn't. It's the principle, my man. It's what it represents. It's not about the action. It's what it's alluding to. But I feel that because it's like you're never really broken up then. You kind of have it as a possibility because you're broken up per title, per whatever the fuck you want. You're a free agent, my man. But there's always that opportunity, maybe it's one drunken night. Maybe it's down the road 5 years and things can, hopefully both people have matured. But it's always keeping tabs. You didn't burn the bridge. You just kind of, elongated a little bit. So then there's much more space.
It's like the bridge got burnt. Like the bridge has been burnt like 2 times because we broke up like it was like 8 months ago now.
Yeah.
But like the bridge has been burnt like once or twice, but it rebuilds. Like
it's that regeneration.
They fucking build that bridge, motherfucker comes back. It's like one of those drawbridges. like the fucking drawbridge is up. Oh shit! It's been 3 months. Oh fuck!
Even with no fucking bridge, you guys have learned to swim. So clearly, it doesn't fucking matter. Bridge, no bridge, you'll find a way.
And it's like the worst thing is, it's like I feel like we both have the same mindset or a very similar mindset, and one of us is swimming across the whole fucking thing. Like one time it's me, next time it's her.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking like.
God, tale as old
Motherfuckers.
as time, my man. Relax, relax. You need a. No wonder you have those cold showers on stream. Now it makes more sense. This man is getting hyped up. He's getting himself worked up here tonight. I
It's
like
just so
that.
like
Uh,
make myself angry. I'm like, I just sit there. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Like I'm just like, such an idiot. Like,
but you're so
send
hot.
the message. Send the message. You're a fucking idiot.
Let me ask you some macro questions in terms of love, and we'll go on to the community questions here.
Okay.
What are you attracted to? Well, if there was a lady that's watching here tonight or on YouTube later when this is reposted, what would you say would be the qualities that you look for a long-term relationship?
Well, from my track record, it seems like if you have a history of family problems, that ticks a box.
Daddy issues, mommy's issues, problems with commitment. Jeez Louise, dude. You just left no room for fucking imagination, my man. All right?
But in
You
all
gotta be
seriousness,
choked like this. Oh, yeah. So what's up? What's up?
in all seriousness, like I don't know. Like girls that I've talked to or dated, like they're all like really different. Like I really struggle with those questions. Like guys are like, "Are you a boobs or an ass guy?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's what they always ask.
I don't know. I like someone's face. Like I literally like I really they're like, "What ethnicity?" I'm like, I don't care. Like what this like that maybe there's like maybe beliefs. Like I think like I'm not a religious person. I think I couldn't date like someone who's like ultra religious. Like I think that's a bit like. But you know, like you never know. Like I dated a girl who was Christian. Like the first girl was Christian. Like she wasn't super Christian, but she was Christian enough that I was like,
It was all missionary.
I don't believe I don't believe the same thing. Like
Yeah.
I really struggle with that question. Like I don't know if
Yeah.
it's like I haven't explored it enough, but I've tried to explore it. Like when people say, "What's my type?"
Mhm.
I want to say hardworking, but I've never dated a hardworking girl, and the girls that I was attracted to aren't hardworking. So like,
I've never heard. I'm sorry. I love that. I love that. Again, there's so many firsts tonight. I've never heard hardworking. I love that one though. I like it because you want someone that has drive. I think is what I'm also looking at.
yeah, like,
Passion.
I think so, but
But you haven't had that
found
yet, so you don't know.
Yeah,
We don't know.
yeah.
You maybe
Like,
your
maybe I
type
hate
is,
it.
Exactly. You need someone that doesn't do shit.
Yeah,
Balances
exactly.
you out.
Like maybe
Opposites
I want
attract.
to do shit for them. You know?
Okay, you're the person. I could save them. I could just let me fix it. Let me fix this all. Don't.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on that. I do too much fixing.
Hey,
Too
my
much
ex
fixing.
told me people ain't projects, and that's what really got me effed up for a while. Because then it made me realize, yikes, have I been treating people like projects? So I agree with that. I don't know if fixing them is the right mode to go with.
I've been told that line before too, actually.
Wow, we are too much alike. I don't know. This has now become a lonely podcast. All right, this has become the saddest podcast in Twitch live right now.
And we're both smiling.
Because we're fucking insane. There's a bit of us that also understands. For me, it's because I understand the comedy in my fucking breakups that I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. Like, this is ridiculous that this relationship worked. And then for you, like, especially with that first one, the second one, that one made more sense. Like, I understood the ebbs and flows of, your professional career and not working out and all that. The first one where you set up her to cheat on you was really what got that shit is a stand-up bit. That is a legitimate, I can make that into a stand-up set. That's so funny to me. Like my brother will come home tomorrow and he's gonna be like, yo, moms, what you been up to? I was like, yo, I interviewed this guy. Get this, all right? He's not into cuck porn, believe me, he doesn't know. Yeah, he's not into it, but
I don't know it yet.
not yet. Hey, it's fine. It's okay. But Mr. Udi, I appreciate you so much for sharing so much about your life, man. That what you do, what all the guests have done, and been in the position that you have now been a part of, is very difficult. And I want the people watching this, both here on Twitch and YouTube, to understand that. To share a very vulnerable part of your life. And I know this doesn't fully encapsulate who you are, but we got a little taste, and hopefully we get more, man. I would love to have you on my other shows. I know I have you in my special project I'm working on behind the
True.
scenes. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see you there. But we're going to move on to the last segment of the evening, which is the community questions. So I've been collecting a handful of questions. I think we might have about, let me see how many here. 1, 3, 6, 7. All right, 7. Let me put.
Holy shit.
So we
That's
got
a lot of
7.
questions.
We got a lot of these. You're gonna have to decipher for me.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
no fucking idea what this means. So let's get into it. So the first thing says, I have no idea what this means. 2D or 3D? Do you have any idea what this means? This is also anonymous, so I can't even tell you.
I want to say that's like a question about like anime girls. I'm guessing. I that's what I'm guessing because like on the stream we're like, this is my girlfriend. We call her Emma and Charlotte. She has 2 names because I gave her 2 names by accident. So like, I assume that's it. Right now, 2D is doing well for me. That's the
2D.
answer. 2D right now. In the future, 3D. But you know, maybe we'll go 4D one day.
Are you anime man? If you catch my drift in that question, is that a category that you delve in? No. All right. No. All right, guys.
Nah.
I had to ask. I had to ask for the people here today. All right. Thank you. All right. The next one. The next one here says, how are you so tall? What do you eat? How tall are you?
How am I? Okay. I tell it's like like Tyler 1, like he just says I'm 6'5". Like I just say I'm 6'5". Like because I have all these new Zoomer Fortnite kids, they fucking believe everything you say. I just say I'm 6'5". I just say it like to all of them. Like, I just say I'm 6'5". Because I took this photo. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
I took this photo with a bunch of guys who are 6'5". Or one of them was 6'9", 2 of them were 6'5", and they make me literally look like a dwarf. Like I'm getting the photo up right now. So a bunch of people are like, Udi, you're so short. So then I just started saying to them, oh, I'm 6'5". I linked it to you.
All right, let me see if I could pull it up here. Okay, yeah, I've seen this one before. Here, let me switch scenes for everyone here. So this is the one he's referring to.
Yeah. So I'm like 6. I mean, not 6. I'm 5'9". Oh no, wait, 5'9". 5. Shit. Let me.
How tall are you, sir? How tall are you, sir? I'm getting suspicious now.
I'm checking. I'm 5'8".
5'8". That's not too bad.
I am. You know, like the average male height. I'm small for an Australian man. Okay, so I just say I'm 6'5", and I assume that's what they mean. How tall am I? Because I say I'm 6'5".
That's what they want from you. How tall is mom's? The question portion isn't for me, Peyton. Thank you. It's for
we're
Udi,
talking about me.
It's because I'm even shorter than you, my man. All right, but I'm a tiny Asian man. You have to realize that. I'm Uguay. I'm very. I'm in my range. All right. I'm in my range of 5'6". All right.
Let's
yeah.
go.
It's tough. It's tough out there being 5'6". Thank you. I have here. Okay, this one just has a question. 1-word question. Gingerbread. What does that mean? Is there some sort of correlation that you understand that?
Yeah. Okay, so I went on a trip to Queensland with my mates recently, and we went on like we went on like, I think it was like 5-day, 6-day absolute bender. Like literally like got destroyed every single night. The day of my flight, I woke up and I did not know how I got into my bed. Like I was absolutely like destroyed. And my friend that I record with, his name's Mao. He has a YouTube channel with like over 1 million subs. Like he has a big YouTube channel. Nice. And I got back from the trip, and he was like, "Hey, Udi, I'm making a video building gingerbread houses. One of the guys pulled out. Do you want to do it?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, man, no worries." But I didn't have a gingerbread house, so I ended up building a gingerbread house out of just shit that I could find in my house: bread, sausages, like the most weird shit. And I was like, this is my gingerbread house for the video. And then for the video, I set it on fire because I thought it'd be funny. And I was holding a bottle of methylated spirits, and I put it too close to the fire, and it caught on fire, and it set my carpet on fire right down here.
Holy
yeah.
Your problem, man. This man is what is this? This I'm learning. This is reckless. This man's out of pocket. He's just fucking crazy now. Holy
Do you want me to
shit.
send you the clip? Do you want to see it?
Of course. Are you crazy? Of course I would.
Okay.
Let me pull up my. You just have that on deck, huh? You have that on you at all times.
Twitter's easy to find these things.
I got you.
All right.
Holy cow. Send me this shit.
Okay. This is a clip. It has my friend's camera in it, but you'll get the gist of it. There you go.
Got it. Switch scenes one more time here. All right, let's full screen.
Is it at least warm?
Oh, it's nice and toasty.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You literally had the bottle touching.
Dude, I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes, man. Like I just reflect on life, and I'm like, fuck.
Look at this play-by-play. Literally, the bottle is touching the liquid. This is as close as it can get to the fire. And look at the face. This is the face of no fear. Just absolute, oh yeah, oh fuck it. Yeah, this is it. I'm going to play screen by screen. It's right there. The water stopped touching your shit or whatever. The alcohol stopped touching the shit. And it parlayed into the flame. And just kaboom right there. Still holding the bottle. Fully holding the bottle. Having no reaction to this whatsoever. And there it is. This is the reaction. Holy shit. That burnt. Is that a plastic bottle?
Yeah.
Holy what? Even worse. It's not even a glass bottle. That shit melted. Look at that. You could see it. And this face, look at this. That's the worst O face I've ever seen, Udi. What the fuck is this? This is when you nutted in the wrong hole, my man. What is this? Holy, and you throw it in the ground like a joker. Just.
Look at that fire in the air in the mirror. Look at the mirror. There's fire in the air as well.
Wait, where? In the mirror? Here? Oh, right there.
Yeah, go back a little bit. Go back a little bit. There's a fireball.
What in the world? Holy cow, in the mirror, there's a fireball. What are you doing that allows for this? This is not, and your boy is just looking with a disbelief. He's like, is this motherfucker really, is he still alive? What's going on here?
Dude, I've done all these things, man, in like 6-month period. I don't know how, I don't know how, like why I do this. I don't know how I do this to myself, but.
I like it though. I like it. Are you familiar with Myers-Briggs, Udi?
Myers-Briggs.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I couldn't tell you anything about it or what it is.
They were wondering what your personality test would be. So if you don't know that, that's
oh, okay. What am I? I've done it so many times. I've gotten like ENFP, ENFJ, like I feel I've done it like so many times. Like
sounds like you got to do it on stream. Sounds like sounds like we need a definitive "Who are you at this moment?" answer, and not we're waiting for that. Okay, here's one. How did you come up with the udysof?
All right. So when I was a wee young gamer at the age of 8, I played Club Penguin, and
okay.
My full name is Toby Horn, and I was trying to make a username, so I was doing like Toby Horn 1. Everything was taken. I really doubt the name Toby Horn 1 was actually taken, but it was probably like some actually using your name restrictions in Club Penguin because they have pretty heavy restrictions. So I got pissed. Little 8-year-old udysof was pissed. Smashed my keyboard, and udysof was left, and that's how I got the name.
And it's just stuck. It's clean. It's pretty clean. I'm surprised that's what happened once you smashed your keyboard.
Yeah.
Here we got I'll go with 3 more here, but 2 of them are more. Okay, one's extremely odd. Here, I'll read the odd one. 2 of them are odd, and then one
Okay.
I'll leave the last one for you. First one
Okay.
says, "I lost 3K betting on black from a tarot card reader. Should I take a loan to pay for college, or what other options do I have?" I don't understand. Do you understand that at all?
So they spend all their money on tarot card readings. So
Yeah.
should I take a loan out to go to college?
Yeah. They
Depends
bet
on
on
what
black
profession.
for tarot card readings. What the fuck does that mean? This isn't gambling.
This is just a fucking shitpost.
That's
but
a shit
do you
person.
the real question is, do you take a loan out for school? Depends what field you want to get into. Some
True.
people ask me, they're like, do you want to, like, they're like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber, and they go to like media school. I'm like, bro, media school ain't gonna teach you shit
No.
about making YouTube videos and like streaming and stuff. I'm
Mm.
like, media degree is just a scam, bro. But if you want to actually do something like be a doctor, yeah, probably go to, get some money
Pull
out
that,
for
you
that
know.
one.
Well, it'll pay back in dividends. You'll be making the big bucks on that position as well.
Yes,
So,
sir.
yeah, I agree with you. I have a whole thing about university. I used to work at one, so it's just
Oh.
it's a fucking business. It's a business. It's not a school. They don't. Well, at least here in the States. Here's one
Here
on. We've been commenting on it. It looks like someone finally asked, and so let's take a little breath on this one. What are your thoughts on the whole Call Me Carson situation, Udi? Especially as a content creator yourself, that's predominantly really grinding out on YouTube.
I think there's so much information. Okay, this is all based off the information that I've heard, that he was 19 hitting on a 17-year-old girl and exchanged pictures with that girl. I've also heard recently that there was also a 20-year-old when he was 20, he was exchanging photos with a girl who was 17 when he was 20. Okay. In Australia, you can do that when you are 16.
Mhm.
I think, personally, I don't see the difference between a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old. Okay? Like, when it comes to actual, like, ethics and, like, laws and ethics are different. Ethically, I don't see a problem with it. Ethically, even 20 to 17, I'm not doing it. But there are people who do it and make that shit work. And in Australia, that's perfectly legal. And I think from a mental when you are 17, you know what, like, maybe I'm mistaken. Okay, I'm speaking off myself. I don't speak for all 17-year-olds. And obviously laws are made for the majority. But when I was 17, I'm making the same decisions as I was when I was as I am now. Okay, I'm not actually, but I was cognizant enough. If he's 19 doing the dirty with a 17-year-old, come to Australia, man. You're not going to get booked for it. But rules are rules. You know your rules of your country. If you're doing the wrong thing in your country, you get caught, you get in trouble. Like, ethics aside, you got to pay the price, brother. Like, yeah, my ethics do not align with like the laws, but someone had to make the rules somewhere, and the rules are rules.
I think the bigger story, because I agree with you. I agree with you in a lot of the aspect. I think a lot of people are pushing the whole pedophile narrative a little bit too far in terms of where the age ranges were at. But I think where the bigger story should lie is the position of power. I think that's where a lot of people online are being like, he's an influencer, but albeit, guys, I think we all should recognize he was, 18, 19. And this is not a male-female issue. I would have said the same thing. These are fucking teenagers trying to figure out their world. And you look at Carson, and I don't mean to disrespect the man. He looked like a dweeb. And he's now getting some attention on him. So, and he's, if you read the messages, very cringe. The part where I was uncomfortable mostly was the position of power. You're in a position of notoriety. And there was some ice cold shit that he said. He said, you know, the girl literally verbatim goes like, I don't want this to just be a thing where we're just doing, you know, shit because, you know, because you want this. Like, I don't want to just be doing sexual stuff. And then Carson just dead ass goes, yeah, hey, text me again when you're horny. And I was like, wow, Carson, that's a little bit fucking, that's too much.
Said that?
Yes. Yes.
Holy shit.
Look, I was like, oh, that's why they call me Carson. That's why that shit is call me fucking Carson. This man, hey, don't call me when you're not horny, my man. Call me Carson. I was shocked when I saw that. I looked at it. I was like, this man is out of control. That's why I'm not commenting on any of that other shit, man. It was when he said that line and I read it aloud last night. I was after my other show. I was with all those other streamers, and I didn't know mid-show. So they send me the dialogue and like, Moms, read it in your reading voice. So me and another person did it back and forth where I'm Carson and the guy was the girl. And literally, there was a point where I was like, I had to stop. I didn't even read it because I was like, there's no fucking way Carson wrote this. And he's like, no, it is. So I was like, all right, yeah, call me when you're horny. What? I was like, what? How is that believable? Or text me hit me up when you're horny. I was like, anyone typing the word horny is already, they're in jail. That's too much. Who uses that word? Who uses that word? So, hey man, that, you know, that's where the real story in my mind. I was like, damn it, Carson, you need to get off that fucking 8-ball, all right? Stop playing 8-ball. And fucking chill, relax.
Dude, that's like I'm ignoring if it's fucked up, whatever, but that's fucking funny. Like, that's so
Udi, I
funny.
100%. It's sad that my brain went into the comedy of this. I was like, there's no fucking way Carson said this shit. I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? This motherfucker.
Text me when you're horny. Like,
yeah, what the fuck? I've never spoken to anyone in my life. Carson must be making some sort of money or some sort of clout that he could tell a lady, yo, yeah, I get that you don't want this to be all that razzle dazzle shit, but yo, text me when you're horny. What? Yes. Someday I wish I had that gall to ever say that to a lady that is of age, but to a lady nonetheless. That is out of pocket. I'll read you one more question here, and it says,
okay.
Oh my gosh. Actually, let me read you two. I like the question that just came in. The question that just came in says, what do you think was your biggest boost so far in your quote unquote career to help you get to where you to help you get out there in the world today?
I think I still have to like the biggest boost. I think I'm in like the biggest boost was the whip, like the shoulder whip, because like
yeah,
like it's not about the viewership boost. I've just made so many more friends because of it. So many people will talk to me because of it. Like I'm on my friend who has like a big YouTube channel. Also, I'm in his videos. It boosts my YouTube and like boosts my Twitch and stuff. He's a popular guy. I make funny memes with him that people like it. But like the thing is, I don't even know if I would have ever been in the situation to meet him if I didn't do the whip. So it's like I have to credit everything to the dislocation because like yeah, I don't know where I'd be.
When was that video again? How long ago was that event? Whip.
Oh, I want to say 4 or 5 months. I'm checking my channel right now because like it's clipped, so it'll just say the date.
It's the whip that was heard around the world. That's how I feel it. I saw that shit on your Twitter account, and I was like, no fucking way that this kid. I didn't even know you were the guy who did the whip thing until I had to do a little bit of research. I was like, wait, what? This guy is the one that got all this shit. God damn. All right. Okay. Let's figure this out. Let's figure out how we talk about this. So a couple months back. That's insane. That's so cool.
Five
though.
months ago. 5 months ago.
5 months ago, but that one event really helped out with notoriety and opening those doors of conversation and even just a little bit of seeing that other side of the world going viral. Not a lot of people, not everyone can do that. Everyone has the opportunity to do it, but not everyone goes and does it. And so whether it be intentionally, not intentionally, it's amazing to be on that side of history. Last question here, udysof, is as a professional league player, do you think the discrepancy between high tier and low tier communities is huge in terms of toxicity, or are they fairly similar?
So they're similar in vulgarity and similar in the amount they occur, I guess, like in quantity. But the difference there's a difference when there's toxicity at a high level compared to a low level, because the way League of Legends works is when you're at the highest level, there's only like in Australia specifically, in the Oceanic server, and it's a little bit bigger around like other countries, like other regions, but it's still the same problem there as well. The community is so small that 95% of players know each other. Like I know either I know like the first name of like 100 League of Legends players who are in the top rank, right? That aren't pro players. Right? Everyone knows the pro players because they're the pro players. But I even know like the random 15, 16-year-old kid that play. And the difference between the toxicity at that level is everyone kind of knows either you or knows your level. So then insults become like personal. Like people are like, you've been trash for 6 months and you're this and this and this and remember this thing, because everyone knows each other. Everyone knows each other and everyone plays with each other every day. So it's like, it's definitely more mentally taxing at like the higher level because everyone's like a bully, like a school bully. Like they know you.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. And so how do you deal with that? Do you just you wear it, move on, try to do better, or what's the protocol?
It depends. Like some people get really insecure about it and then crumble under the pressure. For me personally, I was like, if I get insulted and it hurts me, it's because I'm bad and I'm not good enough. If I get insulted and I'm easily able to brush it off, it's because I'm good enough and their insult doesn't matter to me. That's how I see it for myself. If I was ever hurt by something someone said, it's usually partially true. Like if I'm playing bad, they tell me I'm playing bad.
I could agree.
I'm fucking playing bad. If someone's like, you're dog shit after they make like the worst play in the world and I've been playing perfectly the entire game, then like you just sit there and you're like, come on, bro. Like, like
shut up. Yeah. Like you have no right. Yeah. You got no right to say. I like that. Interesting. Well, Mr. Udi, all right. You've gone through the gauntlet with me, all right? You've shared your life story. We got into your Twitch life. You also answered the community questions. But much like anything else out there, nothing comes free. So there's 2 things I need for you to do for me, all right?
Okay.
So first one is you got the stream up. Can you check who's chatting? I mean, you could check on who's lurking around there, right? In the back end. Can you pick someone that isn't myself, a mod, or a current VIP?
Oh shit.
Anybody.
Oh shit. This is hard.
I mean, we got to make sure they're here because I got to ask them a question directly.
Who do I give it to? Who do I give it to? Okay.
What do you got?
KR Mental's in the chat. KR Mentals.
KR, are you here right now? KR Mentals?
If he's here. Is he here? I hope so. He's been saying some good stuff.
I see him. KR. Hello, I am for the next 10. All right, KR Mentals, well, you win. KR, this means that you got VIP for this channel. So the name of the game is this. All right, I'm gonna spam it here. I need you to choose one of the 5 people to take out. They're done. Their time as VIP has
Oh my
come.
God.
It's yours now. Don't worry. They won't know unless they're here. I think 1 or 2 of them are. But I need you to choose one name for me that we are taking out. All right. Don't worry. I mean, I'll have to tell them who did it if they ask me. I mean, it's part of my job, but I need you to do that for me, all right? You're going to be displayed on my main overlay, your name. You'll have the diamond. It's all yours. Apple Orchard. Oh, boy. That one is the longest rating for that time, but you got it. You got it.
God.
All right. No problem.
Goodbye, Apple Orchard.
Yeah, you're done. Apple, you're done here. It was nice knowing you. No, I'll see him again. He's here all the time. Well, so good luck, man. All right. Thank you, KR Mentals. I'll have to have that discussion with him in about tomorrow. But there's one more thing I got to ask from you, Udi, before we go to the last segment of the 10 questions here. You've gone through the ringer with me. You know, we've been talking for over 3.5 hours now. Okay, which felt like a breeze, man. You're so easy to talk to. I love hearing your shit, your story, your walk. And it would be a complete honor. I would love to have you on the other shows. I don't know if you drink or not. It's totally optional. We have a couple drinks. We hang out, me and a couple other streamers, and we do purely community questions and just shoot the shit. It's a very casual show. So I'd love to have you on there on the future. But I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to give you 2 choices. Would you like to nominate one, or would you like to nominate more than one? Out of respect to you, I'll give you that opportunity. Usually I have them just choose one, and I'm going to ask you to nominate someone to be, who would you like to see on the show? All right?
Ooh.
Because I'm always
face
looking.
face cams, yeah? Face cam people. Like,
face cams. That's the heart. Yeah. That is the biggest thing.
He was here at the start.
Mm-hmm.
I know this one. I know it. Okay. Dr. Spicy Arab. That man, I want to learn. Like, he's a friend of mine, but I want to learn about that guy. I don't know enough about him. I'm very interested to hear.
Okay. You just needed one.
I just needed one, just for now.
Just needed one. Write that down. All right, Udi. So with that being said, my man, all right, we've gone to the final segment of the evening. And per tradition of this show, I have the inspiration for the show came from one of my favorite shows as growing up. It was called Inside the Actor Studio, where this guy, James Lipton, for 23 years, would interview actors, actresses, entertainers of the sort. And he would get into their lives as well as their discography of what they've done. Their life's work, if you may. And he ended all of those interviews for 23 years. He ended all of those interviews the exact same way. He asked them all the same 10 questions. And so as an homage to that show, I do the exact same thing here. I've done it since the start. So this has been an ongoing tradition. Here are the rules, man. All right. First rule is I'm not going to react to any of your answers. So I'm going to be I'm going to be completely silent aside from reading you the question. And the second rule is that, of course, you do have to answer all of them, but try to keep it within one thought. So not one word, not one paragraph of an answer, just one thought of why you chose that answer and what the answer is.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You ready, my man?
So you want me to explain why I chose the answer as well, though? Yes?
If you'd like. It's within, within the thought. All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Udi. Question 1. What is your favorite word?
Sushi. It was the third word I said as a child, according to my parents, and I've loved sushi ever since I was a baby. So I really like that word, sushi.
What is your least favorite word?
My mind went to a word I can't say on Twitch. Pathetic. I don't like the word. Actually, I like the word pathetic, but I hate what the people that it's used to describe. So pathetic.
What turns you on?
Women.
What turns you off?
The first thought that came to mind was men. Men. But that's not true. Some men are pretty handsome. Anyway.
What sound or noise do you love?
Oh God. The sound of the start to "Gimme Love," like the Joji song. Like, I don't know how to describe that. It's like the ooh. I don't know how to say it better than that, but that's the sound. I like that sound.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Silence.
What is your favorite curse word?
Can't say that.
What letter does it start with?
No. No.
What profession, other than your own, would you like to attempt?
Medicine, being a doctor.
What profession would you not like to do?
Garbage man.
And lastly, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh shit. It was all worth it.
There you go. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Udysof, dude, you killed it. You absolutely. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. I loved it.
Dude, those questions have me stressing, especially when you said the word. I was like, bro, I cannot say that.
I might have to ask you. I'm gonna type it to you. I want to know. I'm too. Is it that bad? I've heard it all. I've heard it all, Udi. Come on. How many other? Did you make up a bad word? What the fuck you mean? Why you got a problem?
Listen. I don't say bad words. I bet it's a gamer word. It's definitely a gamer
Okay,
word.
I think I catch your drift then. All right, I feel that, dude. I appreciate your time. Here's the thing. I usually take the last moments before we go our separate ways. I always give the guest the last word, but let me pop off a little bit with what I've learned this past evening. All right, we've been talking for over 3.5 hours, and if there's anything that really is highlighted or underlined of this whole evening, it is your drive and it is your wanting for success in what you pursue. I mean, whether that be educationally when you were talking about being a doctor, whether that be in esports when you were in League of Legends, or where it is now in content creation, when you have a dream, you pursue that full-fledged and nothing will get in your way. And I see complete success in your future that way, man. I feel like the term dream has been abused lately, you know, especially with COVID and everyone starting to stream. Everyone's like, it's my dream to be a content creator and to play video games and be paid for it. But not a lot of people, if not 99% of those people, will not put in that work, that fucking grueling hours of maybe it's not paying out, playing the mental games of doubt, like you've mentioned before with much of your trajectory of your career. But overcoming that kind of stuff and going forward and really grasping for that brass ring that you know you're capable of attaining is huge, man. And I could see that from the moment I popped in your stream at fucking 5 a.m. my time. I could see that in all the clips. You didn't need to go viral to find successes in your field, man. You would have found it regardless. So, Udi, I'm extremely honored and I'm extremely blessed to have had this moment of intersection with you where our lives collided and I got to learn so much, or not the whole picture, but at least 15% of who you are. Again, maybe, hopefully, we get on a level where you could use the gamer curse words on me, but we'll have to see that sometime in the future. But I got nothing but love for you, man. I got nothing but love. I'm so excited to see your successes, both here and on YouTube. But anything for you, the final words. Is there anything you'd like to say for the people that are watching here on Twitch and on YouTube later in the future?
Gosh, first, like, I gotta send my praises. This is fun. Like, this is really good, and I loved like that end piece, the attention to detail. Because every time I've watched like my friends, like, parts of their interviews, Crewy and Hyphy, and I've never made it to the end. I love that little like attention to detail thing at the like, it was just like the 10 questions. That's
only the real ones
hardcore,
know.
like, that's cool. Yeah, legit. And I'm gonna lie, I was not a real one until today. I'm a converted real one. This is awesome.
I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate it. We're only getting started, too. I'm excited to meet a lot of people in this world, and we're just continuing forward. We got the whole month booked. So, Udi,
yeah, dude.
what can we expect from you? Are you streaming today? Are you streaming tomorrow? What can we expect from a future stream?
Oh shit, it's 7:20. Well, I'm streaming in about 40 minutes unless I have recordings, because I help my friends with their YouTube channels. But I'll find that out. I'll put it in my Discord and figure that out. But yeah, I'll be streaming later. And future things for me. Bro, I'm doing too many things to synthesize it down. Just know we're gonna have an entertaining year if you want to join the journey. Because I already decided to not go back to university. I never mentioned it in the story, but I did neuroscience for a little bit this year at university, and I quickly dropped out again. And I decided I'm not going back. Fuck doing a degree right now.
Amen.
So, the year's content. We're gonna have fun, but I don't want to, like, we literally spoke about me for 4 hours. I just want to say that wise man wisdom must Uguay in the middle, like, made me take a step back. Like, I was like, if there's one thing, like, this was awesome all throughout. Like, you asked great questions, like, attention to detail, like, you're drawing back on things that I was talking about like an hour and a half ago, 2 hours, 3 hours. Like, you're really listening to me, which, like, you're like, it makes me feel special. I was like, oh, shit. Like,
that's
like the Uguay wisdom.
Yeah, well, I use every now and then with the guests, like, especially after an hour or two of us doing this, because we get lost in the pageantry. People are watching us talk about personal shit, but every now and then I kind of get a little bit of let's dig a little deeper. Let's see what we can. That's why I send everyone that one sheet with all the notes of what to expect. But really, those notes don't prepare you for anything. It's the follow-up questions. It's paying attention to who you are as a person. And I think that's the special sauce we got going on here, man. So I deeply appreciate you, man. I'm excited. I'll be there. If I'm still, I'll probably get some cereal to eat, to be honest with you. But I'll be around. But thank you so much for your time, Udi. I will see you in roughly 2 weeks for that secret event. We won't talk about it till next Wednesday. All right. I'm still looking for fucking I think 7 more streamers. 6 or 7 more streamers. So if you got any recommended, I don't even need, Facecam will be nice.
I got you.
If we could figure it out. But yeah, we could talk about that after stream. I'd love to have you on the network, introduce you to a couple of my friends as well that I met here on Twitch, some people I fuck with. But Udi, thank you so much for your time. I'll see you on the other side, my man. All right, much love.
Peace. Bye.
Peace.
Appreciate it, man. Bye.
Love. Holy cow, guys! Holy cow! What a stunner! All right, what a first. Couldn't have chosen a better guest to kind of re-fall in love with what we do here. All right, guys, when it comes to this kind of content, when it comes to really listening to the guest and getting into their lives, man, I'm so blessed to have that opportunity. I'm so shocked that he agreed, to be honest with you.